Yo, what's going on, guys? On Saturday, I had never watched the Daniel Dubois fight, man. And honestly, I was a little impressed. Um, I don't think he won any round against Usyk, maybe one, but I was really impressed about what I was seeing out of the young 25-year-old. But I was expecting more, to be honest with you. You see, I don't understand how you're 6'5", 6'6", right? Same thing with Joshua when he fought Usyk. And why are you trying to box with a masterful, like pure two-time gold medalist, undisputed boxing, unified heavyweight champion? I just never understood it. You see, it's like if Orlando Salido fought Lomachenko and he started to box with Lomachenko. It's like, bruh, you're 30-something years old. Why would that be Orlando Salido's game plan? You understand what I'm saying? That you're running into, you're like setting yourself up for failure. And that's essentially what Daniel Dubois did with Usyk. That's what Joshua did with Usyk. It's like, bro, you're like 6'6", 240 pounds. Use that size, use that muscle. You got to use it, bro. Why are you trying to box and dance like a featherweight? It makes no fucking sense. That was the only thing that I was a little upset about Daniel Dubois, mainly because I didn't expect much out of Daniel. I don't know much of him. I do know his only fight with Joe Joyce is the only fight that I paid attention to in his career. So I don't even know why he was in that position versus Usyk. But I was happy for him, right? I was happy for him mainly because if he takes this learning experience the right way, he can learn and gain a lot from it. Now, if he has a loser's mentality, then he's like, man, I'm never going to be at this level. See, one of the things I've always told my people is don't quit. Whatever it is that you're doing in life or that you're passionate about, don't quit. Because tomorrow, a month from now, a year from now, 10 years from now, you're going to be better and closer to achieving your final goal than you were when you first started. So Daniel Dubois can take this as a learning experience and as a learning lesson. If he doesn't, then he's going to continue to bend the knee, right? Look, man, one of the things that I love about Oscar Valdez is that he knows no limit. He's willing to fight with a shut eye. He's willing to fight with a broken jaw, you see? And every fighter has a limit. Now, mentally, there might be no breaking point, and you can keep pushing it, but your body will let you know, nah, bro, it's time. You overworked yourself. It's time to shut down, right? Daniel Dubois made a conscientious effort, right, to take a knee and quit, right? Oscar Valdez would never. You understand? And that's the biggest difference between the two. It's almost as if Daniel Dubois needs to get training lessons mentally, to be mentally tough, right? To be disciplined, right? Size matters. Of course, size matters, but mentality goes a long ways. That mental fortitude to never quit, right? To always look for a way out, to have that heart. A lot of the UK fighters have breaking points. Valdez's body has a breaking point. While he'll be like, nah, bro, I can still fight being blind with one eye, bro. I can still fight with my teeth falling out of my mouth when I can't even bite down on this mouthpiece. His body's letting him know, like, bro, that's not okay. Every fighter has a breaking point, whether they know it or not, right? Some fighters just refuse to acknowledge it. And some fighters might know their breaking point, but they're continuing to break that limit. And that is Valdez, right? And that is not Daniel Dubois. Can Daniel Dubois ever be a champion? I don't think so until he makes those changes. You see, he's 25 years young. He has a lot of room for growth, but he needs the right trainers, not only on game plan, right? But I don't know if he needs like a sports psychologist or something, but he needs somebody to get his head strong. You see, there's no reason to be 6'6" and bending the knee. I mean, those were some hard punches that Usyk is landing, but he landed harder ones throughout the fight, but you decided to take a knee on those particular ones. It doesn't really make any sense. 2 and 2 are not adding up. Look, man, when I said earlier that I was happy about Daniel Dubois, I was happy for him because even though a lot of people might want to call him a coward, right? Just because he quit doesn't mean that he's a coward, right? He just quit at that particular moment, again, because he was broken mentally. Might have been what Usyk was doing, or might have just been that he was getting mentally frustrated that his punches weren't having that same focus that he thought that we're going to have on Usyk. But here's the thing. If you can land that same punch and hurt Usyk, if you throw more body shots, you might just be able to hurt him again, and this time it might be legal, right? Obviously, you have the power to hurt him. You have the power to put him down and have his, on his ass for 3 to 5 minutes. Now, I am in the belief that if Daniel Dubois did hit Usyk and the ref did start a count, I believe Usyk stands up. There's just no way that he's just going to lay there. I mean, the ref did tell him, no, take your time, take your time. So Usyk just listened to directions, right? So he would have gotten up had the ref started count. But that shouldn't have made Dubois desperate and lose focus. That should have actually gave him more fire in the belly to be like, all right, bro, I'm going to dig to this motherfucker to the body. I can't clock his chin. I can't hit him in the temple shot, but I can. He's weak at the body. So throw hellacious body shots. This is what Daniel Dubois needs, all right? I don't know if he needs Robert Garcia or Manny Robles or Nacho Berenstein, but he needs a trainer to be like, look, bro, you have to work at the body. I don't understand why heavyweights don't have a prolific body attack, like in their back pocket or a strategy for their game plan. That's a wider area when you're fucking 6'6". You have a big-ass target area, but everybody wants to knock the block off, and hit the wig. And, like, bro, just dig to the body. Do what Salido did to Lomachenko, okay? Do what Teofimo Lopez did to Lomachenko. Use your size, your speed, and your strength and dig to the fucking body. It's going to slow him down. You're going to take the legs out of him. Yes, they're going to counter over the top, but it's a sacrifice for later in the rounds. He's going to get slower, and guess what? The hands are going to go lower because they're going to do a conscientious effort to drop their hands and their elbows, and then you come over the top. Look, man, Daniel Dubois has essentially a lot to learn, and it all starts with the mental game, all right? He's mentally weak. He's a little feeble-minded. He got the size, he's got the strength, he's got the prowess, but if you're not strong in the pink matter in between them ears, that size is no good for you. I'm excited for him, and as for his career, I don't want to see a rematch. I don't think none of that is called for. I don't think he fought particularly well. I thought he was losing the whole fucking fight. He was losing every single round, right? But he does pack a punch, and that's essentially all you need in the heavyweight division. But he needs a stronger mental, all right? I like a little bit of his skill. I like his speed. I like his punch placement. But that pink matter between that head, he's got to get that strong, man. He's got to go, meet up with Oscar Valdez, talk about Canelo and learn things from those guys, because those guys, even when they're getting their ass beat by Shakur, by Robson Conceição, by Bivol, they have no quit. And a lot of them UK cats, a lot of them UK fighters have quit in them. And I don't know what it is, but you guys got to go pick brains of different cultures and get mentally strong, man. Because you guys have the IQ. You guys have the discipline, right? But you guys got breaking points. Right? You guys maybe think too much, right? About, how this would be interpreted. Like, bro, you guys need to be more like John Ryder. Like, one of the things about John Ryder is he will beat a lot of your favorite fighters. That dude is tough. His punch resistance is second to none. He's got a big fucking heart. And he's got some hands. He's got some skill. And he's short, let alone power. He's strong mentally. And his athletic ability and his punch resistance, man, I'm, like, excited to see a lot of John Ryder as well. I don't really keep a close eye on him or his career, but I did see the Callum Smith fight. I did see the Danny Jacobs fight, the Canelo fight. His early fights with, like, Billy Joe Saunders. I think he might have fought, like, Nathaniel Blackwell. But I'm not really, like, keeping a close eye on him. But he needs to team up with John Ryder and be like, look, bro, how you tough? What do you do when, the game plan is going? Because he could have quit on that Canelo round when he got dropped, I think, in the third or fourth round, and when his nose was busted. But no. He persevered. He continued, right? The going was getting tough, and he still continued to dig on until Canelo started getting a little tired. And guess what happened? He was able to find some success, either with headbutts or punches or some combinations, and clock Canelo really good. He tried to give as best as he was getting. Daniel Dubois needs to team up with John Ryder. He's got to like pick his brain, like literally, like, bruh, you could have quit in that fight against Canelo. Why didn't you? Because that's what Dubois needed against Usyk. And he needs that Orlando Salido body punches, bro. Like the heavyweights, that's one of the things that they don't do, attack the body. Now, I understand that one punch, Ryan Nakisha can drop you, but, bro, you cannot neglect the body. You got to take a little bit of Canelo's game plan, digging out the fucking arms. Tire these dudes out. If you hit Usyk in the arms, guess what? He's not going to be as fast. If I sock you 10 times in your fucking arms, in your bicep, it's going to hurt. You're going to be like, God damn. Now imagine if I fucking clock you 30, 40 more times. It's going to break you down. So they got to have a systematic approach about going and breaking down a fighter. And that's where that IQ, that's where that discipline, that's where that perseverance, that mental fortitude, you're in it for the long haul. So if Daniel Dubois ever wants to be a champion, he's got to reassess his mental and reassess and question himself. Like, bro, what is my breaking point? How far am I willing to go? And when the going gets tough, am I always going to quit? Am I always going to take a knee? Because no one can doubt that size and that ability that he's got, right? But now you got to start putting two to two together. Mind and body and soul. All that shit has to go. If you don't, man, he's just going to keep on quitting, man. Yeah, I was, even though with that being said, I was so happy with Daniel Dubois. He's very young, where he has a lot of growth, but he's got to just continue on with the baby steps and building a career, building his skill set, and building his mental, all right? Because those two fights that he's lost aren't severe beatdowns, right? Like, okay, you experienced swelling, a closed eye against Joe Joyce, right? And that was just off a jab. Now you quit against Usyk when you were doing okay, like you were in the fight. But your mind is the problem, right? And when you have a mindset that you're willing to quit, that means you're always willing to turn your back. You see, there's this, I don't know if it's a rule, but every fighter that you know has fear. Every fighter has fear. When they go into the ring, they get butterflies. They got pre-game jitters. They have fear, but they need that fear. You see, that fear keeps you sharp. It keeps you twitchy, right? It keeps you quick, and that's where you need to be. Now, this is where the mentality plays, right? Some people are able to harness that energy, right? That butterfly feeling in your body. And there's two things. Some people will rely on their instinct, right? And their discipline and their skill. So when you're fearful, that takes over. And then there's other people with that same type of fear that are willing to turn back, right? They're able to quit and take a knee and look for a way out. Everybody has fear. But the way you channel that energy, again, you rely on your instincts. And some people's instinct is to turn your back and to run away. Other people have the instinct to like, okay, here comes my training and experience, and this is what I'm going to use at these particular moments to win this fucking fight. And that fear keeps you sharp, twitchy, and you got that little nervous energy, but doesn't mean it's stupid energy. It just means that nervous, combative energy, that boom, 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 boom. You're going to fight. That you're going to be like, I got to stay mentally focused or else I'm going to get knocked the fuck out. And that's where Dubois looks for that way out, man. So he's got to find some Mexican trainers. He's got to talk to John Ryder. He's got to do something to just be strong in the pink brain. You know what I mean? That pink matter. Yo, what's going on, Drew?
Yo, what's up, man?
How you doing, man? What's up, bro? What's up with you, man? What's up with
you? Good. Man, so these fights, man, I'm pretty sure you gave them like the whole rundown and everything with what happened. That fight, man, it was crazy how the ref was handling it. I was like, this is impossible. He's giving them like a whole round, pretty much of break to for a breather to Usyk. And I was like,
all right, hold on, Drew. Before you start,
Yeah.
Do you think it was a low blow or not?
Man, honestly, who knows? But it was below the belt line. But technically, like,
All
you
right,
never
so what's
know.
below the belt line? Is it the top portion of the belt or the bottom portion of the belt?
Well, the ref actually points that out before the fight, so
Right.
there's clear picture. To be fair, there's a clear picture of it landing below the belt. It's on the belt line, and it was I think some were like, yeah, like definitely below the belt, and I mean it was fair. He had all the time he needed, but man, like I felt like the body was actually hurting him. Like the body really was hurting him, and I feel like there's a perfect spot you hit on the body that just puts you down, and maybe his was right there, like right on the belt line, and I feel what Dubois is saying by him saying all that stuff, like him getting robbed and all that. But yeah, and it was crazy. He gave him a whole 3 minutes, man. And
You're
I'm
allowed to
like,
you're allowed to take up to 5 minutes if it's a
crazy.
low blow. Yeah. So the ref, like, he did his job.
Yeah, but he kept telling the ref that he was good to go. He kept telling him that, and the
Yeah.
ref was just like, "Well, no, I'm gonna give you 3 minutes."
Yeah,
So
that's the weird part. I don't know why. Like, most of the time, they'll be like, "Hey, you can take up to 5 minutes," and then the fighter, walks around, stands up, takes a breather, paces left and right, and then it's like a minute or that goes by, and then they're usually like, "Are you good?" This is the first time that I've ever seen where the ref is like imposing himself and telling the fighter, "No, no, no, stay down. Take your time. You have 5 minutes." And then, to your point, Usyk does try to get up, and he's like, "No, no, no." He's like forcing him, like, "Stay down, bro." You know what I mean?
yeah,
I've never seen that.
yeah, no, I'm just like, dude, like Usyk is telling you he's good to go, so why not just like it's up to the fighter, you know. It's not like a default thing, So I think Dubois should have. Yeah, I don't know. I felt like Dubois should like. I don't know if anything changes, if he can actually do anything about that, but they can. Now I've seen that they've actually erased some knockdowns, but I mean, he didn't knock down Usyk. It was just more like a low blow. He called it a low blow, so that's what it is.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
uh, yeah, so Dubois is just. I feel for Dubois, but I think he's got to hold his head up high and just kind of learn from that. Like because he. It's a learning. That was probably a learning lesson, man. That was his toughest defeat right there. Like that was his most one-sided defeat. He's lost the last fight, right? Like by knockout, right? I
Well,
forget.
I think in his last fight, he got dropped 3 times in the first round.
Mm,
Um, but his first loss was against Joe Joyce, and essentially, bro, Joe Joyce was just beating him with a jab, kind of like
mm,
a chopping jab, and just targeting his eye. And he essentially quit because he couldn't see out of one eye. So,
yeah.
like, to your point, he hasn't really gotten his ass beat. Like, he's never had
Mm,
a Valdez moment, like,
yeah.
where it's like bloodied. And I mean, sure, he got a little bit of a bloody nose against Usyk, and his
Hmm.
eyes, somewhat shut against
Because he doesn't let it get that bad.
he
He
doesn't let it get
usually.
that bad. Exactly.
Yeah. So that's why Daniel Oscar Valdez fucking goes balls out, and he just fucking
Well,
that's what
let
that's
me
what you
ask you
get.
this question: Is it a bad thing for a boxer to never, to your point, to never let it get that bad? Like, if you're training a boxer, right? Let's put
Mhm.
it like this: there's the fan perspective, like, you want to see Dubois be like Oscar Valdez, to keep persevering, to push forward. But if you're a trainer or even the father of that fighter, do you be like, nah, let's not get it to that point? Because there's that fine line where people are like, nah, man, Eddie Reynoso should have stopped that fight. Look at Valdez's fucking eye. And then there's other points where, like, come on, Dubois, get the fuck up, bro. What are you doing? You're not even like
Honestly,
deteriorating, bro.
it
Like, you're
looks
not
like
even defeated.
it,
You're or getting destroyed. Like, you're in the
yeah, like
fight.
it's really if he's really about the boxing life, like he's got to drill harder, man. Like honestly, like it all starts in training, and you never know. What if he was like too tired? He was trying to preserve his energy, and that all kind of you build that in training, obviously. And I feel like maybe his training's fucking weak sauce, bro. Like he just fucking like not going hard, and he goes hard on the fight. Uh, I, yeah, it's his training, man. And honestly, he had the tools to hurt Usyk, man, and he didn't. He just needed to continue to drill to the body, man. And he was actually winning a couple rounds, like 1 or 2 rounds. I think he did great. So he has some great moments, and he actually made fucking Usyk, back up a little bit. And and I remember Usyk actually, I forgot what round it was, but he actually started to turn it up once he realized, like, damn, Dubai actually won that round,
Yeah.
and he turned it up, and I was like, damn, like this is why Usyk is good, because he not only does he have the skill, but he actually has a fucking heart, and that's what makes him tough against Fury. That would make him a tough matchup because he has heart. He
Yeah.
doesn't just have the the fucking tools. He has everything, So we'll see, man. We'll see. But with that fight, Usyk, man, he turned it up on Daniel Dubois, and Daniel Dubois just
He
this
got scared, bro.
got scared. Yeah,
He
he's
got
seen the
scared.
energy turn up a little bit.
Yeah.
And hold on 1 second. 1 second.
Yeah, no, I agree. Once Usyk flipped on that next gear, right? It's kind of like you hit me once, all right, fuck it, I gotta get it back, and I'm gonna get it back twofold, right? I'm gonna get it, and I'm gonna get it back, and that's exactly what Dubois got fearful of. That's when, like, the punches, especially the first knockdown, bro, it happened at the end of the round.
Yeah.
Like, bro, you had like 5 seconds. Why are you taking a knee at that fucking moment?
I know.
Like,
dude,
bro,
he
what
gives
the
up.
fuck
He
is you
gives up.
doing? It's like you can take 1 or 2 more punches because those are kind of glazing shots. They're not real fucking flush. They're not big haymakers. It's just a flurry. And he's like, boom, boom. Oh man, I can't see. I can't react. And boom, he just takes him down. He took a knee, bro. And I was like, dog, what is you doing, bro?
I
Like,
know.
you
And now,
probably were winning that fucking round.
yes. And I was like,
you
dude,
decided to do that. It doesn't. It's the same thing that Artem Harutyunyan did with Frank. It's like, bro, you're winning the whole fucking fight.
Yeah.
Whatever you do, bro, do not take a knee for this next 2 rounds. And he fucking took a knee once Frank started to put that fucking pressure on him. And then he got scared. Sure, some of those punches were going there. But, bro, just fight back, clinch, hug, throw it to the ground, do a fucking, DDT, takedown. Like, bro, survive.
It's like, bro, you just won that round. Do the same thing. Do the same thing you did the last round.
Man.
It's like you just.
It is based all on their training, and it's like, bro, this is why you gotta, like, you don't
drill.
think Usyk is willing to die in that ring for his people? Like, bro, his people, his homes, what they grew up playing in the playgrounds, that shit's getting bombed. That shit's being destroyed. You know what I mean? His fighting spirit, bro, you gotta snatch that shit.
It's different. It's like you gotta be
willing. He's gonna fucking bend a knee ever on you.
Like,
so you gotta reciprocate that fucker's energy. If he's going harder, guess what, Dubois? You gotta go way harder, bro.
Yeah, like, you know how, like, you sparred?
Dude,
you know how you sparred before and you just fucking, like, the most tired you've been, or the most tired I've been, was in sparring. And I remember, like, my fucking heart wanted to come out of my chest. Damn. Like, I don't think I've ever felt that tired ever. Like, I was breathing so hard for 30 minutes. It's like I went pretty balls out, and dude, you just gotta, like, kind of have heart, and have that fucking the best workout of your life that night, and he just didn't want to do that. And it all starts in training, man. It's like training got to be like boot camp, bro. Like, you gotta wake up in the morning to be, the greats that have done that. They wake up in the morning. I don't know exactly what his training regimen is, but it don't look like it's all that, and it looks like he has it all. Like, it looks like he has just these simple workouts that, and I don't know. This dude
I don't want to, like, bring anybody down, but I just feel like a lot of the UK fighters do that.
Yeah.
Like, I think, to my recollection, a lot of them have quit in them, bro. The only ones that, and they tend to be my favorite UK fighters, are Liam Smith and John Ryder. Those two are, like, they don't have quit in them.
Dude, I thought
Taylor, like, he has no quit in him. Like, the majority of, like, the rest of them, I'm like, damn, bro.
Because that's pretty much the slums. he's like that's pretty much the slums of the UK or of Europe. You know, is like Ireland. Like they're the slums, bro, and they got some dogs out there.
Yeah,
That can fight, like Josh Taylor. You know, oh he's from Scotland. There, man. I said Ireland. Um, but yeah, man, like there's some dogs out there, but UK is
I was
just
born and raised in Scotland. My family's Scotland.
yeah.
Fighting against the Englishmen for freedom.
That
Fucking
shit's
pack
funny.
out, bro. I love
I
that dude.
know. But yeah, man, the like, UK is just they're just kind of I call them prima donnas, and they keep proving me that, and I've called them that for about 10 years in every sport, bro. And yeah, and not just mostly boxing. I don't know about every sport, but I know. But yeah, dude, they're annoying. What was I saying? Oh yeah, that dude, Kelly. What's his name?
Gary
Uh,
Cole, is it? Are
Kelly.
you talking about Josh Kelly?
Yeah,
Or like the welterweight 154 pounder that's very
yeah.
smooth and
That dude annoys me, man. Like he's so fast for no reason, you know. And
stuff?
it's like
Well, why does that annoy you?
because he's so damn good. Like his tools are
Uh,
pretty damn good. He's fucking fast, and I actually did like him. And he just loses to like lesser opposition, bro. And
but
then
he
like
fought. I think you're talking about his only loss. Maybe he has two, but he fought David Avanesian, right?
yeah, and I'm like, bro.
Avanesian's good though, bro.
But I thought this dude was actually gonna be like the next Kell Brook or some shit, bro. Like,
Oh, okay, I see.
I thought he was gonna be that good, and he never
Uh,
really panned out to be that guy, you know.
Yeah, he's very flashy, very
Uh-huh.
flamboyant. Like, but that's the thing. Like, it's kind of like how you fight is it's a microcosm of your heart, bro. So, for
Mhm.
instance, kind of like the diva Gary Coley that got knocked out by that Mexican, right?
Uh-huh.
That fought Sander Martin. That
Mhm.
Mexican guy, it's kind of like he's got a little bit of athleticism, but he's got a little bit of grit. And then Gary Coley, the way he fights, the way he's flashy and flamboyant, which is
Oh,
not a bad
Coley?
thing. Um,
What's his
but
name?
huh?
Lawrence or Coley, you said?
No. Gary Coley.
Oh,
The He
okay.
goes by the diva.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like
Mhm.
that guy that's like 6'2", 6'3",
Yeah.
fights like at 135 pounds or so.
Mhm.
Anyway, kind of going back to like Josh Kelly, he's very flashy, right?
Mhm.
So that's kind of how I look at how people fight. It's kind of like it's based on your heart and your soul, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Especially with the heavier weights.
Absolutely. Like that style. It's like it's
Mhm.
kind of like the embodiment of who you are.
Mhm.
Right? There's certain styles because it really comes down to your heart, like how much you're willing. Like when a guy is gritty, like
Mhm.
Orlando Salido, willing to take a punch to give a punch. Like damn, bro,
Yeah.
that's that warrior in him.
I feel like it's different with
On your
the
toe.
heavier weights because there is no weight bullies over there. Everyone's fucking big, you know?
Yeah,
You can be as heavy as you want or whatever, make it
yeah.
work.
There's no catch weights or catch
Uh-uh.
heights in the heavyweight division,
So
bro.
that's why there is no weight bully. So that's why it's all heart. And sometimes with the lighter weights, you have the weight bullies, you have the bigger guy, you have the smaller guy. You know, that's not the case with heavyweights. So they're
Do
all
you
heart. They gotta
think?
have heart, man. Huh?
Like, do you know anything about Daniel Dubois' career, bro? Like how he got into the position to even be U6 mandatory?
Honestly,
Because my recollection is you got beat by Joe Joyce. Joe Joyce got beat by Zhang, right?
yeah,
So why isn't Zhang? I know he's got like the contract to fight Joyce on the rematch or whatever, but I'm
that's
like,
some BS.
how
He
does
wins again.
Dubois lose those fights and then is somehow U6 mandatory? That's why I don't really understand
That's
this.
some crazy stuff. I
He
have no
got
idea,
Frank
bro.
Warren, like he's pulling some strings. He's paying the right people off. You feel me to get you in
Yeah,
that position?
like this dude must be a draw in the UK or in Europe, because they fought in Poland or something, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, so yeah, I think he just a big name, especially Usyk. I think he was like near his hometown or something. He had like a lot of. It was pretty much his home crowd, um, shouting his name and shit. So yeah, it was pro Usyk crowd, but
yeah. I think
yeah,
it
those
was
fights
like
were
you
good.
said, it was
Who
like
were
a
who was the
sanctuary.
undercard?
Honestly, bro, I just went onto the ESPN Plus app and I just watched Daniel Dubois versus Usyk. I didn't even
It
see
started
anybody.
right away, huh?
I don't know. I kind of watched it on Sunday, I believe, Sunday morning, because I
Mm,
didn't pay attention to it on Saturday. I was at the beach on Saturday, so I didn't really like
mm,
pay attention to it. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like I didn't really care. I had a feeling Usyk was gonna win, and then my brother calls me and he goes, "Hey, bro, you watching this?" I'm like, "Nah,
Yeah.
bro, I'm sunning my buns." And he goes, "Damn, bro, he just, you know." And he goes, fuck, bro, I'm not gonna say nothing. And I was like, damn, bro, I was like, is Daniel Dubois winning? And he goes, no, but like he's landing punches. He's doing better than Joshua. I'm like, get the fuck out.
He
And
kind of was, bro. He kind of
yeah.
was doing better than Joshua, but Joshua's moments were more consistent. You know,
Now, Joshua, which one? Joshua 1 or Joshua 2 with Usyk?
2, because that was his best fight against Usyk. But
Okay, he wasn't doing better than Joshua 2.
mm,
He did better than Joshua did in Joshua 1 because Joshua was just kind of like perplexed. He was like, damn, bro.
yeah, you're right. Because
but Joshua 2, like
Joshua 2 was
like I thought he was gonna drop him. I think in round 8 or 9.
Yeah, so you're right. I forgot about that moment. Actually, Dubois just had him hurt though. You know, but I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just what happened, and it sucks for Dubois, man. So I feel like he really was hurting him, man. But
when I look at Dubois, bro, I see him as like he's got the size, he's got the strength, he's got like I like his hands, bro. He's a two-handed fighter. He's got a good little decent jab. He's got a good left hook. He has an understanding of boxing, right? But it's the pink matter between his head, right? The brain. Is there a way where you can coach toughness, or is toughness just something that like your life experiences, what you're representing, what you're willing to do, how you psych yourself out? Is that like is that just inherited, or can it be trained? You know what I mean? Like, could you teach toughness?
I don't know. It just kind of depends on the type of person you are. I think if you're a good listener, I realize that I'm a good listener, and I realize the good amateurs right now that are fighting are good listeners to their to whoever they look up to or whoever the coach is, and they do exactly what their coach tells them to do. I feel like just depends who brings that out of him, and I feel like people like Dubois, he doesn't really seem too arrogant. Like I kind of, usually you're disappointed, and he didn't really give me like an AJ vibe, like cocky and arrogant. I feel like he's kind of more quiet, on the quiet side. I feel like
but I like temperament though, bro. So like
yeah.
AJ, when he went on his little tirade and he was kind of like having this little breaking down moment. He's like, "How the fuck I lose that shit?" And he's like, like a little child tantrum.
Dubois?
That's the spirit though. Like you want that because that's a competitive drive. It's in disbelief, but he's like, "Fuck, how did I lose that?" Like, no,
because he's blessed with the size. He's blessed with the size. Dubois doesn't really have that size, bro. But I feel like he's a good boxer.
Dubois has that size, bro.
How big is he?
He like 6'5", 6'6". Joshua's like 6'6" as well. Like they
Dubois is?
Joshua just a little more like defined.
Uh-huh.
But Dubois, I think he might be like 10 pounds bigger than Joshua, bro. Like that fucker's huge.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah,
but
man.
like he's got the size, bro. Like
he's more top heavy.
But I saw a very wide back, broad back, shoulders. Yeah. But like again, you said like he was a quiet type, like it didn't really get to him. And see, that's the bad thing, bro. You know what I mean? Daniel Dubois, like I'm happy for him because even though I personally believe he didn't belong in that moment, at least right now in his career, like he still got the opportunity to be in that moment. You see,
he really showed some
Yard versus Beterbiev,
and he had some good moments.
Say again?
Yeah, and he had some good moments.
Exactly. So I'm like happy for him. I'm not trying to give him a pat on the back or a participation trophy just because no, but like he rose to the occasion like for like 5 rounds, and then even though he was losing the whole fucking fight, I don't even think he won any round, maybe one.
Really? I think he won
but I still was like, bro, like you did well. Now there's 2 ways to think about it. Like, are you gonna take this and harness this experience and get better from it and make the improvements, or are you just going to be like, damn, bro, like sulk and put your head down and just be like, oh man, I gave him my best and like it's time to hang him up type of shit. Like if he uses that and gets better, like, bro, he can get better. You have time. It's on his side. He's 25 years old, but here's the thing: you don't want to see that quit in a young 25-year-old fighter. You don't want
we need.
because right now these are your peak physical years, and if you're getting beat mentally,
Yeah,
like mentally can go on till you're 50 years old.
yeah.
And physically, you're supposed to be able to psych yourself out and persevere and push through it. But his mind is like, nah, I'm gonna take that knee. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I to answer like my own question that I posed when I was asking you, can you teach toughness? I don't think you can teach toughness, bro. You know, toughness is something that, like you said, your life experiences, not gym experiences,
Mm-hmm.
not getting a cut on your finger and it's like, you fucking got to go to work the next day with a sore back, maybe with a swollen ankle, because you got to feed your kid and you got to feed your wife.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? That toughness, that grit, and the blazing fucking sun to go, let's say, work construction, lay brick, all these things, like that's toughness, bro. With aching bodies and pains and shit.
Well, he pretty
You
much
can't
did, if you
teach
think
that,
about
bro.
it.
You
He
can't
pretty
teach
much
that. That's just
he pretty
an
much just got
attitude.
paid.
Say again?
He just got paid though, so he pretty much did just feed his family.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Who, Daniel Dubois? But that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm happy that like he got this fight, but like he didn't deserve to be in this fight because essentially he hasn't earned it.
Yeah.
Like you said, I don't know how big of a like popular he is. I know he has Frank Warren, and Frank Warren's a very, very corruptible guy that he pays the right people to get his fighters in position. Like, for instance, Anthony Yard, when he fought Beterbiev, he rose to the occasion. He gave a great account of himself. Even when he got knocked out by Kovalev by a jab, it was fatigue. Like, he has growth, like, but even in those particular moments, like, I'm like, bro, who have you really beaten to get here? Like, that's the beauty about a promoter. Because, like, when I look back at, like, Ruben Villa, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ruben Villa had to fight some tough fucking guys.
Yeah.
To fight, Emmanuel Navarrete, right? And then now that he's with Top Rank, like his last couple fights, those are soft ass touches, bro. Like Ruben V is a top 25 fighter globally, right? And he's fighting ranked 300 dudes, and he's already in line for a championship fight on the undercard of Joel Gonzalez and Venado. See, that's what a promoter does. Promoters got connects to sanctioning bodies, hotels, venues, and that's what they do. That's the ties. See, I don't know if I should spill the beans, I don't really know who listens to this, but it's put like this. I know a fighter that he signed with a local, company and managerial team, but he went with this trainer and he left the trainer, right? That brought him up in the Olympics. I taught him everything, bro. You know who I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, bro, how you gonna but the reason why he left that trainer that taught him everything from a kid, right, is because that person had connects to ESPN, to HBO. So he made a business decision, right? Anthony Yard and Dubois have Frank Warren. Warren is like, he knows the game and he's got connections. I don't know whether he's like a mafia or anything. I don't really know too much about it, but he's got his ties. So he's got his fighters back and he's going to get you that opportunity. I don't know if you ever watched that movie. It's with Clint Eastwood. It's called $1 Million Baby.
No, I've never. Is it new?
It's so good, dude. It's like a great fucking film. There's this actress. There's this actress named Hilary Swank. I don't remember if you know her, but she came out in that movie Freedom Fighters. She's like the teacher that teaches like these kids in East LA type of shit.
Sandra Bullock?
Who?
I thought you were talking about Sandra Bullock.
No, not Sandra Bullock, but they kind of have like that same personality, kind of even the same appearance. But her name is Hilary Swank or Swank. I'm not too sure. Anyway, she's a fighter. She's a lefty in this movie, $1 Million Baby. But before we get into that aspect, Clint Eastwood, he's a trainer. He's the one that runs the gym, and he has a fighter who's undefeated. His name is Willie. And Clint Eastwood, because of his experience in the background of coming up short in the big fights and the championship fights, in the moment the black fighter leaves Clint, and he tells him, and Clint tells him when he knocks at his door to spill him the news that he's leaving him, he goes, bro, that guy Mickey, he's not a trainer, he's just a businessman. And Willie's like, bro, you taught me everything I know. Now I gotta go feed my family and make a business out of it. So then Clint Eastwood's watching the fight at home, right? He's watching the fight at home and he sees the fighter become a champion, his fighter become a champion, but without him. So I'm not gonna fault Daniel Dubois, and I'm not gonna fault Anthony Yard for getting themselves in that position to become a champion. But I'm also like, you guys didn't earn that position. That's why you took that knee. I'm not saying you took the fight too soon, but your background, your experience has shown us that you're not primed for these moments. So
Oh, and
whether the punch is a low blow or not, like the ref said it's a low blow. Usyk is acting like it's a low blow. They're giving him time. Why are you having a mental breakdown and be like, yeah, man, I lost focus. I lost my flow and I couldn't get it back. No, bro, you're a fighter. You can't think that way. You can't be fucking mathing. You got to fucking just dig it out and fight. If I land that punch once, try to throw it again.
Yeah.
You were going to say something?
Yeah, no, I was going to go back to, but people leaving their trainers, these fighters leaving their trainers and stuff for a different scenery and a different mindset, that hopefully they can bring out of them.
Yeah.
But that's probably what Dubois needs. But I don't know, man. I haven't done my studying too much on him, but I think I've known about him for a minute. So I just always knew he was kind of a lesser opposition in his own division, And
I got a question for you, Drew. Since we have different situations of what we're talking about, fighters leaving trainers, right? Should we drop names or no?
I was actually gonna drop one right now, but I realized I totally forgot that he's tied to the same trainer that you're talking about, and I actually seen him, and he's with Bones Adams.
But should we drop names or not?
Do you know who I'm talking about though? The Bones Adams fighter out of Salinas.
Bones Adams.
Bones Boxing or something like that. Yeah, no, there's this and he's like a 7-time national champion. But I'll see him like at Rock Boxing sometimes. And he's like some light complected guy. He has my name. He's Adrian. His name's Adrian.
Serrano. Oh, you talking about Adrian Serrano?
Yeah.
He left Rudy Puga?
Yeah, he's with Bones Adams.
Bones Adams. Who's Bones Adams?
I'll send it to you right now.
Is Bones Adams that black coach that does the badass mitts?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and
so he completely left Rudy Puga. So this is, to my knowledge, the second fucking pro fighter that leaves Rudy Puga, bro.
I'm not sure, bro. I'm not sure if he's with him or not. I could be wrong.
Because I know Rudy Puga, I know that's their mid guy, like their specialist, and Rudy Puga like takes their fighters and they'll travel state to state. So like for instance, Adrian Serrano, he'd be sparring or he'd be learning under Jorge Linares, right? So like, Jorge Linares was living in Japan. He probably like now lives in Florida or whatever the case may be. Probably trains out of Las Vegas. So they take Adrian Serrano. This is what Rudy Puga does. He goes, out of state to find good quality sparring, And recently he was just sparring Ruben Villa, but he left.
I just sent that to you on IG.
And he fought. Damn, what the fuck, bro? Yeah, I know when people say business, bro, like, it's not personal, it's business, bro. If I made all these expenses on you, you slept on my couch, right? And I showed you all this love and loyalty and growth, and I taught you everything that I know, motherfucker. Like, this is experience. You think these fucking studying is fucking for free, and you fucking leave me, bro? Like, I'm not even gonna lie, bro. I'm gonna catch a body, dog.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
Bro, but I'd be like, damn, bro, like, write me a check and refund me all my fucking time and my expenses that I gave you.
What if he was already paying them, though, the whole time?
Motherfucker that just like, I don't know, bro. I don't want to say too much, but that's I'll be feeling the type of way though, bro. Like, I'll be fucking sad ass right, dog.
But anyways, they what was I gonna say, man? I forgot what I was gonna say. I seen actually Adrian Serrano training with Linares.
Wait, say again.
There's a video of him training with like Linares.
Yeah.
But so yeah, he's already up there, man. I mean, as far as skills and all that, like, he's pretty damn good, bro. And
but you know what I'm saying though, bro? It's like it's like this. It's like this. If they say my nephew, I'm teaching him everything, right? I'm teaching him everything. I spar with him. I hit mitts with him. He wins a couple of fights or whatever the case may be. And let's say he goes to he signs with a promotional company, right? He signs with a promotional company. Now, That promotional company goes like, all right, dude, you're gonna sign this contract. No, fuck all this. I'm not even gonna get personal. Devin Haney, he signs with Top Rank. But let's say Top Rank goes, look, Devin, we have one exception, right? We'll sign you, we'll give you everything that you want. But Bill Haney can't be your trainer.
Are you trying to be
That's what they
bothered
tried
right
to
now?
do with Teofimo Jr. They told, hey, bro, we'll give you all these fights and everything that you're asking for, but bro, you gotta calm your dad.
Mm-hmm.
We call my dad what way? Like, oh, he can't be in these interviews. Like, bro, what the fuck? That's my father. He's the reason why I'm even here with Top Rank. Because we got this shit out the dirt, bro. And you're telling me to make a business move and cancel him out? He's my fucking father. I ain't about to finna do that, dog.
That's
You
not
understand what I'm
his.
saying? So again, they're trying to, oh, but it's just business. Like he's fucking up the brand. Like, no, bro. Like, not to be weird or anything, but I'm his nut, bro. Like, that's my father. You know what I mean?
Oh my
Like,
God,
what
bro.
he says, he's just vocal about it. I'm not about to part ways with my father. Like, bro, so that business ain't personal shit, bro. They're tied together, dog. You know what I'm
I don't
saying?
know.
So, like,
Yeah.
I don't know, bro. If they did part ways with that trainer, I feel bad for him, bro. I feel bad for him. And if you speak to that trainer that had those two fighters, he's you saw when I was speaking to him, he was very vocal.
Who?
Rudy Puga Sr. He was angry.
Yeah.
Like he burned bridges type of shit. He goes like nah, fuck those guys. And honestly, bro, I would feel that type of way too. Cause if I'm paying fees, if I'm paying flight and driving and all, and I'm putting my time, you see, your time and money, those are two things you can never get back in this world, right? Especially time, right? Like days move on, right? The years are short, the days are long. And you got to maximize everything that you got out of that 24 hours, which is rest, work, and recovery, all these things, right? You can't get that back ever. So if somebody leaves, right, and doesn't bring you along after everything, like they're not grateful, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
it's a package deal. If you sign that contract, you only got that contract. You only got the exposure because I trained you how to discipline your body, your mind, and I showed you the way. I paved the way for you. Maybe I can't do what you're doing now because it took me 30 years to learn what I fucking know to pass on to you, right? I'm giving you my brain, but using your body. It's
Yeah.
cohesive. We're fucking a unit, bro. You can't part ways. And if you part ways from it, like, you know, I was just like catching a body reference, but like, bro, like, damn, bro, like,
I think it's
cold, bro, you cold.
there's too many instances that I can name, bro. Like that I can name. Man, there's so many. I could name drop, but I don't want to. It's sometimes, bro, like it's a mutual respect thing. It's like, yeah, I understand, man. It's like I don't have the connections like that. I would go for that.
Fuck no,
And
dude. Hell, not when it comes down to boxing. Let me tell you why. Do you remember when Jed York and Jim Harbaugh mutually parted ways?
now you're talking football.
Yeah. But this is everything in football. Like, so in football, there's more structure than there is in boxing.
Yeah,
Boxing,
there's rules.
yeah, there's rules. Boxing is a dirty ass game.
Yeah,
Right?
there's
It's
no
like
rules.
you can get in like type of like how you fit in type of shit, right? And the NFL for the most part you need resume. For boxing, you don't really need college. You don't need a resume. Hell, you and me can sign a boxing license and we can get registered and we're gonna fight. But they're gonna put us up against the best fucking amateurs and we'll probably get our ass fucked up, right? So it's a dirty business just to bolster up and be a highlight reel for these dudes, right? But little do they know, I can take steroids, I can work out, I can, train on myself, and I can have that power. I might not have that intellect, but boom, I can just fucking upset you and shock you, right? And no one's gonna drug test me because, bro, like I'm a nobody.
Yeah.
Right? So what I'm
Yeah.
trying to say is, there's no such thing as a mutual party. Like, oh, we're gonna part ways and mutually like, no, I don't have those connects. Like, no, bro, not if you sacrifice and put in that time.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. But the thing is, sometimes, bro, like certain things aren't feasible. And you just kind of want to train in Vegas, and get top-notch sparring, there's a lot of instances where, you know, like the fighter leaves the trainer that they've always been with since amateurs, and
Yeah.
they go back to them, and they go back to them for the check, so they can give them a check, you know. So it's like a return of a favor thing. I heard a lot of those situations.
I've never seen that happen though.
I've seen it happen a lot, bro.
Like even
Uh,
to Andy Ruiz, I didn't see that happen with Andy. He won with Manny Robles. He partied. He stayed with Manny Robles and Joshua too. He left them and he never came back. Right?
yeah, but he
Oscar
says
Valdez was with Manny Robles. He never came back. Mick Collin was with Manny Robles. Went to the UK, then never came back.
that's different.
Yeah. There hasn't been that situation where like even Oscar De La Hoya, he had his trainers. He never went like he always flip flop. Look at Ryan Garcia. He was with Joe Goosen, left Joe Goosen, went to like Eddie Reynoso or like I don't know who he's getting trained by before he went to Eddie. And then he went back with Joe Goosen, and I don't even think he's training with Joe Goosen anymore. Like these athletes, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I think they're scumbags, dog. I
Wait,
completely
the
think
what?
scumbags, bro.
The
Like,
fighters?
yeah, these fighters,
Oh
because
shit.
unless there's like unless that's your father, like Bill Haney is to Devin, they're staying together. Danny Garcia is to Angel Garcia, Jose Benavides and his sons. Let me see. Like the father, like that's the only time when they're like, "Oh, I'll go back because that's my father," or like they're always together. I like that, but when it comes down to like, I'm surprised Canelo has stayed very loyal to Eddie Reynoso, right?
Mhm.
But again, there's very times where it's just one trainer. I've never seen them when they start with one trainer, leave, and then they come back to it. To this day, I don't see Jermell Charlo ever doing that with Ronnie Shields, even though Jermell's still training with Ronnie. You feel me?
Yeah, well, it's the same thing, bro. Like, I know a lot of my uncle's fighters, like Chema and all them. They still train at Double Trouble, but they fight out of at different gyms. But they pay their dues, So
Yeah.
so it's a little different there. I think shit like that happens a lot. It's like they just want to get some work out there, and they're better off fighting out of that gym. But they come, they got like two different residences or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
But shit like that, bro, like
No, see, that makes sense. Like I understand that like fighters leave. But if I'm saying like if I'm with a coach from the ground up, right? From a pupil, like I'm just a kid, and he's taught me everything. He's bought me a pair of gloves and shoes, and he travels with me all this, right? And then I leave him for somebody else that is going to reap the benefits of what that other man put on me, right? Like, bro, how you loyal, dog?
hmm.
How are you loyal? You just completely cut him out to dry. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to like get too personal and like drop names, but like, nah, bro, that's not cool at all. You see, and
Yeah.
this is where trainers have to be like, I gotta tie this fighter down, or there's gonna be some repercussions of like non-compete clauses. Like, or you're gonna have to buy your contract out. If you want to act like a businessman, guess what? I gotta be a businessman as well. And I need my expenses back. Like you said, you gotta pay your dues. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
no,
I don't like that, bro. I can't respect that. I don't care how talented you are or how cool you might be. You're not cool if you cut out the people that brought you up.
hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Like,
it's
to
different
wear
with
a shirt, thank you for
Chema.
the
Chema was brought up through Robert Garcia's gym,
Oh, okay.
So he went back to them, and then he came back. Well,
Yeah,
kind
no,
of.
that's a little different, you know what I mean? But I'm saying like like if you're telling me Adrian Serrano left Rudy Puga Sr. when he's like built him, I'm just like, damn, bro, that's a second fighter that's done that to you, bro.
Hmm.
Like I'm like, damn, bro. And you Rudy Puga Sr. He's a tough man, bro, but he knows his boxing. He
Yeah.
knows how to develop fighters, and he's tough, dude, bro.
Hey,
You know, he
Did he
has.
know El Maestro?
I don't know, bro. I'm pretty sure they know of each other, but I don't know.
Yeah. Well, R.I.P. El Maestro. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm pretty sure they did. Buga wasn't the one that was training Celaya, right?
No, but he was the one that was training Ruben Villa, though.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I don't know. shit's crazy, man. I hope Ruben success and well, Adrian Serrano. I mean,
Yeah,
but
I'm not trying to take shots at them, even though like I'm indirectly taking shots at them. I don't
no,
know
it's
the
just
situation or what's going on,
it
but
is what
yeah,
it is. Shit
yeah,
happens. You know, I
it's
think you can't. Sometimes you can't blame people for
yeah.
wanting more opportunity, but yeah, yeah. I'm just
But
like,
let me put it to you like this, bro. Let's check this out. Rudy Puga and Agent Serrano, they're fighting on ESPN, like non-televised events. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, you made it to
well,
ESPN.
this is the thing. I
Like,
seen
you're doing something fucking right. Look
I
at
seen
Ruben
top rank
Villa and Rudy Puga. Like,
top
bro,
rank.
you fought Shakur in the Olympics on NBC. We're doing something fucking right.
I think top rank. Well, top rank follows Adrian Serrano. I seen that. I was like, what the fuck? But
Yeah.
so that means they're, it's kind of like the same situation as Ruben. Ruben decided to build his resume up and then decided to sign with Top Rank later on. Maybe the same thing's gonna happen with Adrian Serrano. I
Yeah,
think.
well, there was little things that happened with that situation. Ruben Villa wanted, I guess, with Thompson boxing, right? Ruben was fighting on Facebook and signed with Thompson. But let me put it to you like this: when before Ruben turned pro, or he had 4 fights, I met him at the U.S. Armory. There were some amateur fights happening there. This was back like in 2016,
Mm.
2017, long time ago, bro. And I talked to him and I was like, hey, Ruben, hey, bro, like, congratulations on your fight, bro. And then we were, shooting the shit and just talking. And I told him, hey, how come you didn't sign with like Top Rank? Because I was I was ignorant at the time. I knew a little bit about stuff. And I asked him, like, hey, how come you didn't sign with like Top Rank or DAZN or Eddie Hearn or Golden Boy? And Ruben told me after the Olympics, bro, no one called me.
Mm.
I think I might have asked him why he signed with Thompson Boxing. How come he didn't sign with these other promotional companies? He goes,
Mm-hmm.
no one signed me. No one gave me a call. The only ones
Yeah.
that did were Thompson Boxing. And Thompson
Mm-hmm.
Boxing would put little events here and, it's more like Southern California and stuff. And when he parted ways with them, I think one of the owners died of Thompson Boxing.
Oh
So I
shit.
think that freed up those contracts. So Ruben essentially became a free agent after like 20 fights,
Mm-hmm.
and he had fought in on ESPN with Thompson. He obviously lost to Navarrete, and Ruben was looking to like buy himself out of the contract before the owner died or something like that. But there was some health
Mm-hmm.
complications. So he was very inactive because, dude, the owner's like dying. So
Yeah.
then, obviously, after he's an established name, Top Rank answers up. I've heard one of the things that Top Rank does is if you don't have at least 10,000 followers, they're not going to pick you up and sign you
Yeah.
on social media. So I don't know if that's true, but it just lets
Yeah.
me
I
know
could confirm
like
that.
they're not just going to invest and put money into people that aren't really like investing in themselves,
Yeah,
right?
because I realize what they do sometimes they'll try to fucking test the interest of something, you know, and
Yeah.
they'll try to test it out, and they can't do that. They can't test out the crowd if you don't have one, you know. So that's why they try to gauge the interest of certain fights, see how many views you get on it, and then that's what happens, bro. Like, yeah, so that's it's like minimum, bro. They need like 10,000 followers, um, and could confirm that because that's what they told my uncle, when they were trying to sign Amari and all that. But that's a whole different situation. Um, Amari Jones is what I'm talking about. But yeah, he trains Keone now, so I know he's getting some eyes on him. And what I've realized is BoxRec actually has amateur records. Did you know that?
Say that again, the last part.
They have amateur records.
Who?
BoxRec. BoxRec does.
Oh yeah, but you know what? I don't think they have the complete ones, bro.
This
Because
one's
like if
actually
you put up a person's name, like like, oh, they have over 150 amateur records, but they only like I guess only represent the or display the important ones. You know what I mean?
yeah, and Keone's right there. Like he has his own little BoxRec resume already. So I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. And the names are already like he's stacking up that resume, you know. So
Yeah.
um, that's why I told him, I was like, man, it's like, because he's lost in the nationals, in the finals against a dude named Jesus, what's his name? He's from like North Carolina. I'll get his name. But man, that dude moved all the way down from heavyweight to cruiserweight, or 175. So that's because the Olympics don't have a 186 division. So he had to either move up or move down. So he decided to move down, and he started being dominant, and actually qualified this year when he went to I believe New Orleans or something like that.
Yeah.
Went to New Orleans, and now yeah. Oh, actually, no. That's where the national qualifiers is in New Orleans. I think he fought somewhere else. I forget where he fought to qualify for that. But
Yeah.
yeah, man, he's actually on the tear.
To your point about the boxer showing amateur records, like for instance, if you go to Vasily Lomachenko, you type in his name and then put BoxRec, they have his pro box and then they have his boxing Amis. And when you go to his boxing Amis, supposedly Vasily Lomachenko's resume is like 399 wins to 1 loss. Well, here it's 94 wins, 2 losses, 19 by KO. So what happened to the other 260 bouts? Or the other 300 fights, so it's not, they don't put every single fight there. But to your point, yeah, that is still pretty cool that they're even able to backtrack certain things and put it up there to see like the recognizable names, But yeah, man, I just feel like some boxers, when especially boxing at pros, they're not really loyal. And I understand that you got to make business decisions. And I know that there's trainers that have links to certain promoters, and then certain promoters have links to certain networks, and that's why these fighters sign with certain distribution centers. I get all that, but I just feel like, again, if I'm a kid, this is just how I was brought up. If I'm a kid and somebody like put a lot of attention to me, like when I played baseball, right, and I played against Hollister and these badass fucking teams that were ranked in the nation, like when we were playing high school ball, bro, if you type in, and go to Max Preps, Hollister was rated like 30 in the nation. And I remember Hollister coaches were like, damn, bro. Like when I was like in playing minors and juniors and stuff like that,
What year was this?
They wanted almost to like sign me. And even coaches from, high school, they were like recruiting, because when I played for like Atlantic, you feel me? There was like other schools from like they basically were like, hey, like I knew the coaches are like, bro, you should play over here, But they just gave attention. They didn't really invest into me, and I stayed like, oh nah, I'm just gonna go here because it's closer to home, But I just feel like you gotta have like some type of loyalty when people are loyal to you, and let alone invest time and money into you. Like you gotta be like, bro, like, I'll sign with you guys, but I gotta stay with my peoples. Like the reason I'm here is because this village raised me. This community raised me. I'm not just about to turn my shoulder because you're going to give me a network deal. See, you're just thinking like a business. You're looking just to essentially pimp me out. And when the going, doesn't go my way, you're willing to part ways with me. That's why you signed it. You signed a 3, 4, 5 deal with me, not a lifetime deal. You see, look at Eddie Hearn and AJ. They signed a lifetime deal with one another. So whether the going gets tough, you and me are homies for life, bro. You pinky promised me that you got my back. Like, motherfucker, we signed a contract that said, yeah, bro, I got your back for life. See, boxers and promoters, they don't do that. So they're always looking to cut you out dry. But the people that aren't going to cut you out dry is when you had nothing, bro, and your teeth were fucked up and crooked, they stayed by your side, and they were like, bro, we started this when we had shit. Like, look where we're at now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just feel like, I don't know, man.
And you just, my bad. Going back to the Hollister thing, I just wanted to get it straight. You said their baseball team was ranked 30th in the nation.
I think 30th in California, something like that. They had these two badass pitchers. Some lefty, he was like 6'3", Soto. I think that was his last name. He was fucking bad, bro.
Was this your freshman year?
This was I think it might have been my senior year, bro. I think somewhere around during those 4 or 5 years, they were really good, bro. Yeah. Because they played. See, one thing about I love that culture over there in Hollister when it comes down to baseball, the families, I don't know what the population is, but the families support one another. So they're always in unison. So like I remember like if some kids couldn't afford to play money to play travel baseball and go to other cities and other states to compete against, um, like essentially the rich families would pay for the poor families and be like, nah, it's okay. We'll take your kid and they just kept the nucleus together. And that bond carried over from, T-ball to minors to majors to juniors to fucking travel ball teams to high school ball. And that's why they were always good. And they were always big and they were always strong. And, bro, they played in that fucking 100-degree weather heat.
Yeah.
And he wasn't going to fuck with them at their territory, bro. Like, them boys were, like, country. You feel me? Like, they're good. Bro.
Dude, I got your stats pulled up for I got
Not
your
bad,
stats.
huh? I only played like 8 games.
Yeah. Oh, damn. Yeah, you did. And your average was 0.4.
Yeah, 400.
Pitching. What's your PA stand for?
I think PA is plate appearances.
Okay.
It should
18.
be 23, and I think I had 9 hits or some shit.
Yeah, it says 18. And then
18
you got
Wait. Is it at bats or plate appearances?
Plate appearances.
I think that's 18. What it is, bro. I could be wrong. I'm not too sure.
And then at bat you got 15, and you got 4 runs. Yeah, 4. Wait, does that mean you ran them in?
No, that means I scored people in off the hit. Yeah.
And H stands for homers, right?
H stands for hits, and if it's HR, it stands for homers. I didn't have no homers.
Oh, damn. Who was getting homers in that year?
Hollister. Hollister had short baseball. Our field is huge, dog. I think our field is bigger than the San Francisco Giants field, dog.
Oh, damn.
It's just that they have like the wind coming from the ocean, so it makes it hard to pop out the ball. But I think, like, bro, our center field was 380. Hollister's was 330. Like, their left field and right field were like 290 feet. That's why they hit. Like, if you look at the Hollister teams, like they have home runs because their fields are short. And then there's like really no wind, so the ball carries in that heat.
Yeah. Anyways,
I didn't play that many games because I did 2 things that fucked my relationship with the coach. I'm gonna take a little bit of responsibility. I didn't play my junior year. Essentially, coach was like patronizing and condescending, and he goes,
"Is this you apologizing?"
No. He just told me that he was like, because they had heard of me when I was coming up, and they wanted me to be kind of like a leader. But you knew me, like, I really wasn't like outspoken or like leader, bro. Like, I was just kind of like doing my own little thing. And anyway, coach goes, he tells me, it's like, what, you're just gonna skip, summer workouts and just think you're gonna be on this team? And then I was just like, I forgot what else he said, and I was like, see you next year. You know what I mean? And I walked out, and I didn't play my junior year. So when it came down to my senior year, he remembered that conversation, and he put me on the bench for like half the games, bro.
Damn.
Oh, we played Hollister, right? And in Hollister, I think we played in Hollister home, right? We were at our home turf, and I did okay. Nothing too spectacular. But again, remember, during this time, I was extremely fast, so I can steal, I can chase down balls. I was a beast, dog, when it came down to that shit. And
what was your favorite position?
He started playing. I was playing outfield or second base. And from that point on, they started to play. And then during Easter break or spring break, they went out to like Bakersfield, and they went down south to travel during spring break when everyone's at spring break. They were playing baseball, and I didn't go. And I think they might have called the house to see if I was going to go, and I didn't answer or some shit. And because they're going to stay in hotels and stuff and just compete with other teams, and I didn't go. And everyone's like, hey, where were you, bro? We had a lot of fun, X, Y, and Z. And then for like the remainder of the year, I didn't play ever again. So that's why I only had a little bit of at-bats, or I only played like 6 games out of like the 24 that we had throughout the whole season. So I kind of fucked up, but I was like, damn, bro, like, It was just yeah, bro, I don't know, just like a weird relationship with that coach. But I mean, to my knowledge, that's why his whole high school tenure sucks, and he's no longer the coach because he's just not a good coach.
Yeah.
But I mean, I heard he's a great teacher, but from what I know, he's not that good of a coach, bro.
But yeah, man, back to boxing.
Back to boxing. Yeah, yes, sir. That was down a little memory lane. But yeah,
Yeah,
man,
yeah.
it was good times. But he had connects. But yeah, man, my brother wanted to talk about Jamal Charlo or Danny Jacobs wanting to fight Jamal Charlo. All right, what do you think
Jamal
about that?
Well, their inactivity, they haven't been active for the past couple of years, no?
Yeah, that's right. That's a good comeback
Um,
fight for both.
for both, yeah. But that's the thing. Can they make it healthy on the scales? Like, are they gonna
I don't
pull
know.
out?
Those two dudes are big.
Yeah, but I mean, man, Jamal is such a fucking liability, man. He's like, his back keeps giving out, man, or it's his back
Yeah.
problems or something like that. So it's like, it's another. It's not exactly like Virgil Ortiz, but it's one of those things where he can't do anything about it, man. It's like, man, I think if he can't make weight one more time, or if he messes up his back one more time, he should just retire. But yeah, it'll be a great comeback fight. I mean, how many years has Daniel Jacobs been up?
I think his last fight was against John Ryder, bro.
John Ryder, and he lost that fight.
Yeah, he lost that fight. Yeah. I think
Um,
that was his last fight. And that might have been 2022 or hell, even 2021. You know what I
I'm
mean?
checking right
But I
now.
know he fought John Ryder in 2022, but
Mm,
early 2022, February 12th,
mm,
right? So that's a long ass time. He's nearing almost 2 years of inactivity, like a year and 8 months since his last fight. Jamal
mm.
Charlo hasn't fought since fucking, I want to say his last fight was with Montiel, right? And that was, I don't know, 2021.
Yeah.
He's getting close to essentially like 3 years of inactivity. Again, to his
Wow.
back, he's got baby mama drama, all these little things. Like, that's one thing about Jamal. It's like he hasn't fought in 2021. Danny Jacobs hasn't fought since 2022. All right. They're both inactive. Can they both make 160? I don't know. You know, Danny Jacobs fought John Ryder at 168. So are they going to fight at a catch weight? Jamal Stowe holds on to the WBC belt while Carlos or William Adames having to fight all the mandatories essentially for it. And
Hmm.
so I don't really know if they can fight in the catch weight, but the WBC has no intent to strip Jamal. So they're just going to be riding the wave and just be like, nah, that's the homie. But I don't know, bro. I think that is a really good fight. Just to give you some back history, Jamal probably had one of those like drunkard moments, and he was talking a gang of shit to Danny Jacobs. He was like, "Yeah, I'll pull that motherfucker by his ears, boom, and stretch him out like Dumbo type of shit." So he
And
was saying some funny old stuff, and then
so
Danny,
there's built up.
yeah, this was like in the buildup, and then Danny Jacobs like met him backstage or something, walking down the hall, and he goes, "Ooh, I caught you at the perfect time." And then like Jamal's homies were like, "Yeah, the perfect goddamn time." And then
Yeah.
I'm touching M's. Do you remember that conversation?
Nah, no.
Nah,
No.
it's pretty good, but you gotta like watch it. He goes, "Man, you don't know what I'm touching, baby boy." He goes, "I'm touching M's."
Uh,
You see him ducking you. He goes, "You don't know what I'm making." So it
oh
was
yeah, I remember. Yeah, I remember now.
all right, cool. But anyway, yeah, so they have a buildup. So if they fight
Yeah.
years later, like, bro, that's a great time for a perfect fight. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I favored Jacobs then. I favor Danny Jacobs right now.
Cool.
I feel like Jamal is all over the place, bro. Like his girl got
Yeah.
beat by Jermel in the fucking parking lot. Caleb Plant bitch slapped you hard as fuck. But he showed that he has a great ass chin because I don't know if you watched some of those Instagram reels, bro. But when them dudes be playing slap boxing and then putting that chalk in their hand, bro, a slap will fucking put you down.
Yeah.
And so Jamal took that slap well. His whole head got contorted to the side though. But
Dude, kind of serving off a little bit. Jermel is really starting to fucking like separate himself from his brother. Like not like physically. I'm saying I'm starting to know. I'm also starting to notice like the difference in facial features. Like now I kind of know which one is Jermel and which one's Jamal.
yeah,
And Jermel, I mean, conducts himself way better, and he's not like his brother, bro. Jamal is the one that's like, man, for years, man, I just didn't know which one was which, and I just felt like they were both messy. But it's really
yeah,
Jamal. it's really Jamal that's messy, and Jamel's the one that's like head on straight, and he's actually like gaining my respect little by little, man. He what he's saying, I'm like, all right,
Check this
like,
out, just to reinforce your point and
mhm.
seeing the growth and the decline of one brother versus the other.
Crazy.
Jamal said, "I'm the older brother." Jamal just came out the belly first. You know what I mean? So that
Mm,
was a really interesting mentality because when Jamal and Jamel were coming up in the amateurs, Jamal had Olympic aspirations, right? He had like, well, I want to be an Olympian. I want to go for gold. And during high school, fucking Jamel signed with Golden Boy and he started making money, right? And he started buying certain cars. And Jamal was like, wait for me, little bro, wait for me. You know,
mm,
he goes, I'm gonna shoot. Like Jamal wanted Jamel to slow down so they can go turn pro together, right?
mm.
And Jamel just kept doing his own like it's like, nah, bro, I'm gonna get this bag. Like you go ahead, go for the goal. You know what I mean? I'm
Oh,
chasing
for
this.
the in the Olympics.
Yeah, like he was trying to go for, like to be an Olympic boxer. And Jamal was
Mm,
doing that. But, he saw Jamel getting, knockouts and he's getting the bag and he signed with Golden Boy. And he was like, damn, bro, like little bro is not waiting for me. And then now,
yeah.
I don't know if you saw that. I think he's on the Pivot podcast with those three football players,
Mhm.
Ryan Clark, Fred Taylor and Channing Tatum,
Crowder.
yeah, Channing Crowder. They had the both brothers there, and they were talking about this history. And like Jamal starts breaking down, and he goes, "Look, bro, like even though I haven't been fighting, and my brother become undisputed, like I feel like those belts are mine. Like we did this shit together, you know." And I was just like, "Damn, bro, like I felt,
Nah.
yeah, that I felt that heartfelt message that he was like, bro, like even though my brother, to your point, superseded me, and there's this distinction between one another and the separation of one guy like accomplishing, getting people's respects and admiration, and I'm basically living under my younger brother's shadow. Like I was just like, damn, bro, like
Yeah, he knows it too now.
yeah,
He
he
can't tell
knows
a
it.
fool.
And then I thought maybe there was like I thought it was gonna be harmonic when they're like, nah, bro, like, nah, we're good, bro. Like, don't even sweat it. Like, nah, bro, you can see Jamel was like, shut, like he had this facial energy was like, bro, shut the fuck up, bro. Don't cry in front of the whole world right now. You know what I mean? I don't
Yeah.
know, bro. It was like this body language. And then
He's all you
like
better not cry right now.
yeah, because like he tries to cut him off, and he was like, like, nah, bro, don't show that soft side about it, Like Jamel looked at it like kind of like weakness. Like you can see his demeanor change completely and his facial,
Yeah.
patterns. And then next thing you know, like fucking a week or
Because they're
two
the same
after, or a
person.
month, fucking Jamel's Charlo's wife is knocking the block off Jamal Charlo's chick, and then they're still having this beef. And Jamal, I thought he was chasing Caleb Plant out of somewhere, but I guess he was chasing down Jamel or some shit. So there's still like this weird beef going on between the brothers where just like, damn, right? Like Jamel told him, because I guess Canelo had given Jamal Charlo a contract to fight before, and he turned it down. And Jamel was like, bro, I'll never turn down a Canelo fight. So there's this brother like competition and tough love. But yeah, bro, I think Jamel is the older brother, like mentally, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like how you saying, like his demeanor and like he has more growth, even though he
Yeah.
talks a lot of shit. Like he loved that social media aspect of it, where it's just like, damn, bro, you like always angry, but I'm just like, nah, bro, I like that chip on that shoulder. Like I've grown to
Mhm.
liking that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like he's like giving, like he's acting accordingly, and throughout the whole press conference against Canelo, like you can really see like, all right, this guy's really starting to separate himself. Like he's been separating himself, but like now that he's garnering more attention because he's fighting Canelo now, you really start to see like how smart this dude is, and like he's still backing up his brother and shit. Like I see interviews like he's like, they asked him like about like the whole plant situation, and he was like, bro, I don't know. It wasn't me that got slapped, so I don't know. And then he goes, all I gotta say is you better get your get back, Like,
Yeah.
so he's hoping he gets him back. Like he hoping his brother gets him back, So
But even then, he goes, even then, what he said, and I do understand what you're saying. He goes, hey, it wasn't me that got slapped. Like I'd be like, nah, fuck that. If it was me, I would be like, if I see Caleb Plant on side, that fool, I'm fucking him up.
well,
You know what I mean?
he's all about that principle shit. It's like,
But
why
he
am I
said,
backing you up for? Like, why am I backing you up for? because in reality, he knows how his brother is, bro. Like he knows how crazy he gets. He's probably he heard what he did and he was like, well, honestly, he kind of deserved it, like not like in a bad
That's
way,
how
but
I looked at it, bro. Like, hey,
yeah,
bro, it's basically saying like it wasn't me. It couldn't be me. I wouldn't
yeah,
have been slapped. I would have been prepared. Like,
yeah, because he's trying to say he wanted to been putting himself in that situation to begin with,
yeah,
so it's like, you know, uh, it's hard being Jamel right now, especially like without trying to like get like out of hand or like get out of character, because a lot of shit can bug him about his brother, especially with the media. It's like they're gonna continue to ask him about the shit that he's doing and the BS he's putting out on social media and all this. So he's really trying to keep a level headed, and I think he's doing the fucking A+ job, bro. Like I like the way he's honestly. I don't know what it was about the Crawford fight, but the Crawford Spence fight, but I'm liking the that energy they brought. I kind of like that respectful shit. Like it, I only like beef when it's real. Don't be like fake in the background. Like just I like beef when it's real. And and then I like respect when it's given. That's why I like this fight because they're actually like giving each other respect and they're like they're being
yeah,
respectful, but they're both A+ fighters. It's like, what's all the talking gonna do if our hands are gonna do it, and I don't really hate the guy, so it's like I like the energy, because I hate I'm starting to like hate like movies that I used to like when I was younger because I was such a sucker at the at the with the actors acting, and I was like, man, this is so fake ass shit, like now that I look back, some of the movies I watch, I like real shit. I like real emotions, and I like, hey, if you don't feel like talking shit, don't talk shit. Just be you. I like that shit. And
okay.
I like how Jamel's really holding himself, at a higher standard, and you can see it, bro. Like it's crazy that it's still shocking me, kind of like in the press conferences, because there's still a little bit more to go, right? There's like a couple more press conferences, right?
Yeah, well, maybe like probably like the week of press conference,
Oh,
but in
okay, yeah,
terms of like their quote unquote tour, I don't
yeah.
know, bro. I feel like to your point, I do like how Jamel is showing maturity,
Mm-hmm.
but like he's being inconsistent when it comes down to Canelo. Because everybody at
Yeah,
154, man, he was talking his gang of shit.
yeah, yeah,
And then all of a
yeah,
sudden, when it comes down to Canelo, man, I like Canelo. He's a cool dude. Like, bro,
yeah, yeah,
I need you to push this dude, bro. I need
yeah,
you to go for some swings, Like,
yeah.
you trying to be cool. Like, nah, bro. Like, this is your pay-per-view attraction. Like,
Hey,
this is what you have to, like, you got to outdo Caleb Plant. Because,
maybe he checked himself.
bro,
Maybe he
when he
checked
fought
himself.
Canelo, say again?
Maybe he checked himself and he was like, "Well, you know what? I don't really feel this way. I don't like." Maybe he's just trying to be real. Maybe he's not trying to. I don't know. I see what you're saying. Maybe it was an old video that you're watching or something. But
Yeah.
how I want to know how soon. Like, what's the soonest like I'm like a video where I can find that he's like talking hella shit, because it must have been like an old ass video.
Jamel?
Yeah.
Like
This wasn't
in
like
regards
last year,
to
right?
like his message directly hitting at Canelo, or just talking shit just in general?
Just yeah, hinting like I can know, like in interviews, like
Canelo,
when was
you
the
know
last
what?
time
It's
he was
either gonna
talking,
be in his Instagram lives or it's gonna be like on Fight
like
Hype.
this year?
But nah, not this year. It'd have to be a few years back. I think for a
Okay.
while, since Canelo like fluctuated all these weights, Jamel hasn't really been talking shit like that.
Mm-mm.
But it has always been like, nah, these dude like Canelo been ducking us. Like he ducked me and my
Mm.
brother when we was at 54, type of things.
Yeah.
It wasn't like he was talking shit. The guy that was talking a gang of shit towards Canelo was Demetrius Andrade. You know what I mean?
Mm.
I have this video on this other account that I can kind of like pull up, but he used to talk a gang of shit, Demetrius Andrade. Um, so there's always been these aspects of these certain fighters rooting back to 154 days. But I think to your point, Jermell and Jamal have always been fans of Canelo, so they've never really talked a gang of shit towards Canelo like they have, like the way they would talk to Danny Jacobs and Tony Harrison and all these things. Even to Charles Hatley and them, it was.
There's even a picture with Canelo and Charlo.
Yeah, when they had cornrows and stuff. So yeah, to your point, it's always been respectful. But I'm just saying, like they've been consistently respectful towards Canelo. But I'm like, nah, bro, you got to keep that same energy with Plant, because if you go watch that press conference, bro, Caleb Plant sold the fuck out of that fight.
He did great, bro.
Out of all the buildups, that was my favorite buildup of every Canelo fight.
But he was just being himself.
Jr., better than Triple G. Yeah, bro, he was being himself. And what he was saying, he wasn't saying fake shit. Because Caleb Plant is very eloquent.
I like him.
Like, yeah, dude, like his speeches are great. Yeah. And there was a lot of like moments in his speech when like people were like, when he's talking about self-belief and remember, I'm here and you're there. And all these quotes, I was like, damn, bro, I really like it. And he was like on Canelo's face and on his ass and questioning them. And that's why Canelo was able to, like, he was getting really angered because obviously there's the language barrier. He can't really speak what he wants to say in Spanish to English, whatever. Even though he's gotten a little better, it's still like rudimentary.
It's still weird that Caleb
a lot of truth. A lot of self-truth and a lot of self-belief. Like, bro, it was a lot of quotes, and he sold that fight. So that's why when Canelo and they met together and they fucking pushed each other and smacked each other and whatnot, like, that was real. And
that was organic.
I'm not saying Jermell has to do that, but like, bro, Jermell, you just saw your homie Errol Spence get fucking beat, bro. Like on some like mob shit. You know what I mean? It's just like, all we know is Derrick James got outcoached. Errol Spence, who probably been giving you tough sparring sessions, got fucked up by Terrence Crawford. What the fuck is you gonna do to Canelo Alvarez? Yeah, you know what I mean. Even these reporters, all these reporters suck. Didn't even ask like pressing questions. It's like, Jermell, you're moving up 2 weight classes, right? You haven't fought over a year. You're coming off hand surgery. How are you gonna beat Canelo, bro? Yeah. Because we just seen your partner Errol Spence, who Errol Spence in an interview with Fight Hype said that you never hurt him or knocked him down in sparring, and he's a lefty. How you gonna expect you to beat Canelo? Like, there was no pressing good questions. It's like who are you sparring for, Canelo? Like, you fought Brian Castano. Castano is a poor man's version of Canelo, but he couldn't even knock out like Brian Perella, where he got the WBL strap. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, and it took you essentially 23 rounds to get him out of there. So I'm like, what you gonna do to Canelo? And then like no one asked any good questions to Jermell. And Jermell was just like, I don't even want to answer any questions either. I'm just gonna be nice and polite and wear my tuxedo and let me wear this Mexican sarape that man, you know, fucking knitted for me from you know, Venezuela, and I'm just here to, you know, let me show off. And like, hey, bro, I'm living life. I got that 10 billion. Like, bro, what the fuck, bro? Like,
I don't communicate much.
Bro, this is a fucking world tour. This is your opportunity to become a fucking star, right? Go back down, have all the power, fuck up Tim Tszyu, fuck up Thundora, beat any 54 moving up there, Terrence Crawford, and you're over here, you know, all amicably, you know, being very polite like a politician and not like saying your typical rah-rah shit. Like, I don't know, bro. I don't really liking his energy at all. I thought it was just like, man, bro, like you showing too much respect. And I get it, you know, but whether you show respect or you show animosity, you guys are going to punch each other regardless. And how you react or what you do after those moments of exchanges with Canelo, it don't got nothing to do whether you antagonize him or you're his best friend, you know, playing golf with him at the 9 over here in fucking Pacific Grove. Like,
yeah, he's gonna give you 100. He's gonna give you 100 regardless.
Exactly. So, you know, I don't know, bro.
Yeah, no, he's I see what you're saying. I guess you can be both, right? You can do a little bit of, you can be respectful and you can say what you feel. Like, start talking about your abilities or something, man. Like, start talking about yourself at least, you know. But he's just kind of keeping everything simple, he kept everything simple because that press conference happened like a few weeks back. So yeah, he just needs to you know, talk shit, be a little more cocky. You know, he doesn't need to be disrespectful. I think there's like there's like a medium.
You bitch, I'm putting it out.
What
Yeah,
happened?
my bad. Sorry, keep going.
Yeah, there's like a medium, like a happy medium. You could be cocky and without being disrespectful. And I think that's kind of like what Caleb Plant was doing. What he
Yeah,
wasn't being too disrespectful. I think, yeah, he wasn't being too disrespectful, man. He was just saying what he felt.
and
And it
that's why
wasn't.
I think Jermel won't win, bro, because he's showing
Yeah,
too much respect.
yeah,
I've
he's not
never
trying to
seen
sell
Jermel
himself
ever
out or
show
some
this
shit.
much respect to any fighter, even to
It's
Brian Castano, bro. You know what I mean?
super nervous energy.
Yeah. No, just a calm demeanor, just a calm before the storm. But it's just kind of like, damn, bro. Like, I know you're gonna prepare. I know you're gonna do your thing, but it's just like, I know Jermel he's gonna do his thing for the early rounds. But it's
And
like, I need to
and it's
see
like,
that strategy because
yeah,
I've always said this. I don't really think, I don't think highly of Derrick James as a trainer. I think he's okay, but like if we look back at his fighters, like you know, I like the stable that he's got,
mhm,
but like Anthony, like he ain't a better trainer than Robert Garcia. We talked about this in some other lives. He ain't a better trainer than Robert Garcia. Look at his development with Joshua, and look what Robert Garcia was able to do in a short amount of time. Flying back and forth to the UK to Riverside and training all these fighters and having a little bit of like surface level game plan strategy to Joshua. Like Joshua showed levels on Usyk part 2, and you've had 2 fights with Joshua Franklin and fucking Robert Helenius, and like, bruh, he kind of
yeah,
trashed you, right?
yeah,
And we just saw that you're not really able to make great adjustments in fight with Bud Crawford. Like, bro, fucking arrow sucked cock. Like, bro, sorry, I shouldn't have said that. My bad. He
yeah,
sucked. He sucked bad, bro. Like it was horrible.
yeah,
And Frank Miller, that's a comic book writer. Frank Marin versus Artem Harutyunyan. I was like, bro, like even with the knockdown, you probably still lost that fight.
mhm,
So I don't know. Derrick James, this is what happens when you get all these awards is the competition gets harder, right? It's like the minute you start getting good, guess what? Your competition gets harder. And then
yeah,
once you move up, it gets harder and harder. So it's always going to continuously get harder. But sometimes if you're that dude, when Canelo moves up, the competition, you gain levels above your competition.
yeah,
And you start making 168 pounders look mediocre. They
mhm,
look garbage. Same thing with Bud Crawford. The minute he moves up, he is that dude. His level grows even better. And that power that he's been cutting, he's much more dominant in these higher weight classes. Same thing with
yeah,
Naoya Inoue. As he moves up, his growth and his skills supersede the talent at these higher weight classes.
mhm,
So that's how you know they're that dude. Because again,
yeah,
that's what the definition of pound for pound is. Look at Usyk. I was great at cruiserweight, but look how much more dominant I am at heavyweight when I don't have
mhm,
to cut. Now let's see if Devin Haney is that guy. I dominated, or I'm that guy at 135. I'm undisputed. Watch what I do at 140 and just completely outclass these dudes.
yeah. I
You
think
see what
that's
I'm
what he
saying?
does
He's
at
going to be much
140.
more majestic, at least because I think Devin Haney is that guy. I think that's what we're going to see, right?
Mhm,
Look at Shakur. He was very good at 126. He was dominant at 130, right? Now look what he's going to do at 135. I'm going to show you more that there's levels to this, and my fucking level is superior to that. Errol
mhm,
wasn't a guy at 154. Like if he moves up to 154, Errol ain't going to be a top 3 fighter, bro. I don't know that he can be Erickson Lubin. I don't know that he can be a Brian Castano, a Tim Su, maybe a
yeah.
Tony Harrison, maybe a Sebastian Fundora, right?
Maybe a Luis Ortiz Arias. Oh no, he's a
Yeah,
168
yeah,
pounder.
yeah. Well, they could probably fight in between, maybe a Luis Cuba Arias. But I'll tell you this, like, you ain't gonna be that guy. You ain't gonna be Jermel Charlo at 154. I don't
Yeah.
think. Yeah, I just named all those fighters, but that's why Errol can't do that. He can be a dominant 147, but even then, like his run at welterweight was incredible. But if we look back, he was losing to Kilbrook. He almost lost to Sean Porter. He was losing to Ugas. He got rocked his mouthpiece. So he was always losing essentially all his fights in terms of the championship fights. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he has toughness, he has grit, and he's over to overcome. But when it came down to Bud Crawford, bro, I was just I was quite in disbelief of like how Bud made it look like flawless, like a flawless victory. You know,
Yeah,
like
no, there's gonna be a new wave of talent, and I think it's gonna be led by like Carmel Moulton and Shakur Stevenson's nephew. I forgot his name, Moses or something like that. Dudes like that, those are gonna be the next guys up, bro. And that's what it is, man. Once these guys get in their late 20s, mid to late 20s, you start to find out who the next guy is, and then one of those guys become a player. And, you know, only the great have made it through generations of talent, you know, and that's like Floyd and shit like that. So we'll see if Devin can keep up with the Carmel Moultons or the Moses. Fuck it, I need to find out his name, Sedarius Moser or something like that. But
got
yeah,
you. Let
man.
me show something on screen. Let
Mm-hmm.
me see. No, it's not. It's present.
If it's gonna be a video, remember you gotta pause that shit, man.
Yeah, I think I'll be fine.
Nah.
Nah. Whoa!
Is it a rap video?
You have an opportunity to fight Demetrius Andre for the WBO. I'm better than Trout. Canelo, you a bitch. I'm putting it out there. But you have an opportunity to fight Demetrius Andre for the WBO. Damn, I thought in the sport of boxing, people want to be a champion. But damn, you scared to get into a fight. If I knew some Espanol, I'd hit you up with that too. But damn, verbally, I can sit here and talk mad shit. Charlo, oh, I'm lying. I'm this, I'm that. Like, damn, where's it at now, though? A fight deal. My first opponent is supposed to be Jamal, Charlo, Jamel, whichever one of them bums. I see me probably sleeping him, and I'm gonna prevail. That's what I'm supposed to do. I'm a lion. I'm made for this. A lion. It's on the inside. We don't dream. We don't keep dreaming for reality. Everybody want to do all this other calling out people, and I'm gonna let them just keep getting this little hype and buzz. They gotta create each other. Okay, I already got the deal. So when Rusty and we lost to Andrade anyway, so I mean, yes, let me start 2 months right. They're waiting for Ishe Smith. Laura went 12 rounds for Ishe Smith. Like, damn. One, two, one. Taylor made for you couldn't stop him? But get in there with me, a real southpaw that's going to sit there and fight and not be running around the ring trying to break track records and shit. Like, come on.
A Will Southpaw.
A real southpaw. Look, bro. There's probably like more to it, but anyway, the reason I was showing that is because I think I did a compilation of that moment when these guys were talking and gunning after Canelo, right? And they were actually just gunning for each other. So I know the audio is a little kind of broken, but Andrade wanted the Charlos and Canelo, right? He started off with the segment like, if I knew some Espanol, I would talk shit in that language too.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jamel, and then we're like, nah, bro, I'll knock out Andrade. And there was just like, this was during that time at 154. So if you go back during that time, that's when you'll probably find when they were calling out and talking greasy to Canelo. But yeah, bro, I just feel like they got to pick the energy up. I want to go to a point, bro, just because we mentioned Demetrius Andrade or Andrade. If rumor is that he's going to fight David Benavidez next, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who you got winning that fight?
Benavidez, bro.
You got Benavidez?
Yeah, Benavidez by KO. I think he puts him out.
Wow, bro. How do you say KO, dog?
I don't know. Maybe because I don't know enough about Boo Boo.
All right, bro. So, all right, keep going. Like, so you got Benavidez by KO.
Yeah, I'm only saying that because Plant is a top dog, bro. I think Plant is like one of the best boxers I've seen in a minute, bro. Like, I'm saying X's and O's, like not like resume wise, like or like not by resume wise. Even though he's getting up there, like he's like one of the guys. Just X's and O's. Like I just love watching him fight, bro. Like he boxes so beautifully, bro. Like shit, like if you beat a dude like that, man, I think it's gonna take a lot to actually stay in the ring with Benavidez for 12 rounds, bro. But yeah, I think he does. I don't think I think Boo Boo is just too old, bro. I'm saying that because of youth as well. Boo Boo's just slurring his words. That's why I made fun of him right now, because he's just like that video that you just showed. Yeah. He was talking pretty damn good. That's an old. I can tell that's an old video because of how he's
Yeah, he had a taper and a fade. Now he has like Portuguese braids.
No, but but he. I'm saying by the way he's talking, like how well he's talking, like he was in a lot better shape back then. Not saying physically, but like with his speech and all that. Now it's like
Okay.
slurring, bro. Like it's
Well, I'm
horrible,
gonna tell
man.
you this, bro. You said David Benavidez by KO.
Yes.
I'm not going to lie to you. I think Demetrius Andrade is not only gonna box circles around David, but I think he'll get the knockout on him, bro.
What?
Yeah, bro. There's this.
Damn.
This is why I know Demetrius is 35 years old.
Is
and
it
I don't
official?
know. Yeah, I think he's 35 or maybe 34. Or 33. I don't even know. I don't know how rigorous his training camp's been, but his fights are not tough fights. What I mean by that is he makes it look fucking easy. His last fight, I think, was his like Desmond Nichols. That's the most I've ever seen Andrade get hit, bro. Right? Like I haven't like that was a tough fight. I think he got even knocked down by a body punch. But what I'm saying is there was this fight, I think he might have been at 154. And I don't even know how this dude that's this, but his name is Willie Nelson. He's 6'4". Kind of like Sebastian Fundora, who's 6'6".
Oh, Crawford's boy.
I don't even know how they make 154 when you're that fucking big and tall. But anyway, he made 154, and Andrade bodied Willie Nelson, bro. He
Really?
bodied him. And Willie Nelson is big, he's strong, but if you look at David, he's made a lot of improvements, but I don't really think he's that boogeyman that everybody thinks. When I saw Caleb Plant was probably winning the first 6 rounds, bro. And because he was just had good footwork and just a jab and a left hook. And David could not cut the ring off of him at all. At all, bro. And then like the next 6 rounds, it was just clear domination, David. Caleb has always had stamina problems and things of that nature. He just didn't look that sharp. And he's just a one-handed fighter. He's got the left hook and the jab, and that's all he's got. He got no uppercuts. He's got no body game. He's got not a 2. Caleb Plant. Demetrius is a 2-handed fighter. And I know he fights like Daddy Longlegs Tarantula, you know what I mean? Like very wide and stuff. I think that's his only flaw. But in terms of his power and his looping punches and his extreme long reach, coupled with that footwork, I think he's going to hurt David, bro. I think I don't really think he's that strong. I don't think he hits harder than Canelo. The only thing that I have David going for him is that he's a volume puncher. And I think he's got good punch discipline. But if you look at his feet, he's got ugly feet, bro. When I watched that Ronald Gabriel fight, when he was, mind you, this is when he's 20 years old. Now he's 25. So 5 years from now, you get much more experience. You develop better and all these things. But I haven't, in terms of footwork, his footwork has still remained the same. Very flat-footed. Like he's very heavy-footed as well. It's not quick. It's slow as molasses. But what he really has, though, is kind of like what his older brother, Jose Benavidez Jr. has. He's got that little lean back, step back type of thing. Like, they bait you forward and then lean back, like a little cool defensive bait. And then they pull back and counter. That's what he's got going for him. But he also likes to lay on the ropes. Bro, if you watch that Willie Nelson fight with Demetrius Andrade, dog, that boy throws like 10 punch combinations, and you're like, how come I don't ever
see right?
Andrade do this? I'm not too sure. This might have been on HBO because Demetrius Andrade was an HBO fighter. And let me tell you something. HBO only promotes the best fighters. If we look at HBO fighters, they still dominate the game right now, bro. That is Demetrius Andrade.
That could be a great subject, man.
Bivol. Say again?
That's a good subject.
Like Terrence Crawford, all these HBO fighters that had that backing are dominating the game till this day, bro. Right now. You know what I'm saying? Every HBO fighter dominated boxing. They only get the best. So again, Demetrius Andrade is part of that HBO program. When he fought Vanis Matatosin, it was it was on HBO. So Demetrius Andrade, I don't know if that fight is made. I don't know when they're going to fight, if they're going to fight. But if they have David Benavidez favored, I think he's gonna lose, bro.
Really?
Yeah. Speed says, I don't see a KO from Andre. You're talking crazy. Mediocre power, and he couldn't stop a walking forward Desmond Nicholson. Although I see him pot-shotting Benavidez, his constant walking back style will not give him points. Time. Okay. Desmond Nicholson showed a great resiliency. Okay. And he showed a lot of grit and toughness, something that I haven't seen a lot of fighters do against Demetrius Andre. Because you said that he pot shots and walks backwards, and his constant walking back style will not give him points. Edgar Berlanga has been a career 168 pounder, could not knock out Jason Quigley. Demetrius Andre bodied him 4 times in 3 rounds. When Berlanga couldn't do it in a 10, 12 round fight, Demetrius Andre had that boy doing spaghetti dances for 3 rounds, bro. Dropped him multiple times. So that long ass arm length, like Terrence Crawford, if that fight does happen, Demetrius Andre gonna surprise everybody. And I like David Benavidez. Like, I'm a David Benavidez fan. I think he's better than Angulo, who gave Canelo a good fight late in the fight. So I think Benavidez will withstand. But listen, David is not Canelo, bro. All right? David, again, is not a pound-for-pound fighter. Canelo has shown it multiple times and in multiple weight classes, and he's fighting the best at all those weight classes. At 154, sure, he didn't fight all these dudes, but he did fight Lara, and he did fight Floyd and Trout. At 160, he still fought Danny Jacobs and Triple G eventually. At 168, same thing for all the champions. 175, still fought Bivol. Benavidez has nobody at 168. Just Caleb Plant right now. Maybe Ronald Gavro. I like what I saw with Ronald Gavril's skill. I like what
he was pretty damn good. He gave
good. I'm not
Benavidez a hard time.
With Mayweather, there was a reason why Floyd signed him. But, as one thing that we know of all Floyd Mayweather fighters, the best one has been, in my opinion, Badu Jack. He's done it in multiple weight divisions, fighting the guys like James DeGill, like Jean Pascal, you know what I mean, in multiple divisions. I can't say Tank Davis because Tank Davis really ain't fighting the killers at those divisions that he's been a champion in. Like at 135, yeah, he beat somebody to become a champion there, but he didn't beat Lomachenko or Devin Haney. At 140, he did beat Mario Barrios, which is a great win, but he didn't beat Josh Taylor to be undisputed. So in reality, Tank Davis is only a one-time divisional champion, and I think that was legitimate against Pedraza at 126. Nobody else. At 130 or 135 or at 140, those shits don't count.
It's being rumored that he fights
everything else. So he's a one-time pounder. So I gotta give it to Badu Jack. Sorry, Drew, what was that?
It's being rumored that he fights Pitbull next.
Like even then, bro, it's like, bro, you gonna fight Pitbull next? Why?
Same results.
Like nobody cares about that fucking fight, but Pitbull, and that's it. Like nobody, like Pitbull should rematch Giovanni Cabrera because there's a lot of guys that are really tall at 135, like Jermaine Ortiz, like Shakur Stevenson, like Devin Haney, right? So stylistically, yeah, if I'm Pitbull, man, I want to fight another short fighter like myself and Tank. But realistically, you got to understand that everybody is taller than both of y'all. And if you struggle with Giovanni Cabrera, who, fights like a fucking 80s fighter with his chin up in the air and high-ass trunks and with his head down, and you couldn't knock him out, bro, you got something coming to you when you fight these taller dudes that have power and speed and intellect. Like, they don't.
Yeah, man, I see what people talk about, like, for the people who aren't high on the Pitbull Cruz, I see what they're talking about. Like, he's not a good boxer, man. He's just a brawler.
Yeah.
He's just fucking
but he brawls exceptionally well.
Yes.
So while he is just a brawler, like if you fucking exchange it, he also has great defense. And guess what? He has like burro skin. Like what I mean by that is like he's got some tough ass skin. Like that shit ain't gonna like bubble up and swell and show any markings. So those things are great. Speed goes. Plant fights a lot like Andrade, and I think Plant is much better fighter than Andrade. At
me too.
Moments, Benavidez weathered the storm against Plant, and he took on that guy's power and movements, throwing up the
peace emoji
sign. Listen, bro, Plant is not better than Andrade.
I disagree.
Okay? And Plant is not better than Jermell Charlo.
Mm.
Okay. In fact, Jermell Charlo skills are better than Callum Smith. It's better than Caleb Plant, and it's better than Billy Joe Saunders. Okay. Jermell is better than those three fighters at 168 because Callum Smith showed to you not once or twice that he don't know how to fight on the inside. He also showed to you that he's not smart enough to use his 6'4" height. John Ryder and Canelo, shorter fighters, backed him up against the ropes, and he just stayed there. Tried to catch and shoot, but not much. He's not a very smart fighter. The best Smith brother out of Callum Smith, Liam Smith, and the other brother, Liam Smith's the best. If you go watch Callum Smith versus Canelo and Liam Smith versus Canelo or Liam Smith versus Jaime Munguia, Liam Smith gave those Mexican fighters tougher work than Callum Smith. Jermell is better than both of those guys.
Mm-hmm. I would like to see a fight with that.
Caleb Plant, I like how he fought against Canelo, but how he fought against Canelo, he showed not that same determination that he showed against David Benavidez. After 6 rounds, that boy was, I thought he was sodomizing him, bro.
You're proving my point, though. You're proving my point.
The amount of clinches that he was giving David, I'm like, bro, where's your work? Why are you gassing out after 6 rounds? Why are you hugging this dude for dear life? Punch in between.
But you just said it right now, though. Benavidez.
Caca, bro. I love Caleb Plant, bro. He's hot dookie, dog. Like,
nah, bro. He's a fucking like a 4-time national Golden Glove champ, bro. Like
a great 3-round fighter, bro. Amazing 3-round fighter. Got a jab in the left hook. Got great legs. Of course, he can fucking dance around for 9 minutes.
Okay.
Caleb Plant for 9 minutes.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, Andrade never did any of that, bro. He was just a fucking really highly touted amateur. Caleb Plant was that dude in the amateurs.
Whoa. Andrade was that dude in the amateurs, bro.
Andrade was that dude, but
he was a champion at 154.
Is he an Olympian?
At 160. Billy Joe Saunders popped dirty with some nasal spray up the rectum, bro. And he still got the Canelo fight. And now he's on the heels to be fighting Benavidez, bro. HBO fighter, pound for pound fighter, Demetrius Andrade, 2-time division champions in 2 different weight classes. He's gonna beat him, dog. Nah, dude. If you think he's better than if you think Caleb Plant is better than Demetrius Andrade, nah, bro. I can't believe you guys are saying that, bro. No way, dog. No way.
But they both lose to Benavidez, though. I mean,
Benavidez weathered the storm against Plant, bro. Plant don't throw a storm, bro. He throws jabs and hugs.
He's gonna fucking. He's gonna get overwhelmed by the swarm of punches coming, bro. I don't think Boo Boo has fought a dude with this amount of volume like this, with this type of volume puncher, you know. Dude, he's like one of those dudes that punch 1,000 fucking punches a fight, bro. Like, has he fought anybody that has done that?
Demetrius Andrade?
Yes.
Yeah, dog. He's fought in a lot of fucking fighters, bro.
But who throw over 1,000 punches a fight?
I don't think David Benavidez has ever thrown 1,000 punches, bro.
He's a high volume puncher, bro.
He is a high volume puncher, but guess what? He's only able to show you that high volume and those amazing flurries against guys like Porky Medina, who I like. Porky Medina. I think he's really good. But I'm also not gonna let a dude bitch slap me fucking with a 12-punch flurry and just stand there and head my head and then fall down. You think that he's gonna be like, yeah, I can't mijito. Fuck no, bro.
But back to
fucking legs.
But this is the thing. Okay, Andrade might have been the dude in the amateurs, but fucking that was 10 to 15 years ago.
No, I know. That's the only thing that I'm worried. The dude is 35 years old, gonna turn 36, but he's not old, bro. Look what did Bud Crawford just do to Errol Spence? He was 35, 36, and he fucking destroyed him, bro.
I just don't like the way he's looking right now at this age. He's slurring the fuck out of his words, bro. I feel like he can get knocked out.
Listen,
I feel like he can get knocked out. I think he's halfway knocked out right now.
Nah, listen. This is who Demetrius Andrade has beat, okay? He beat Jason Quigley, right? I like Jason Quigley. He's a Golden Boy fighter. I don't know if he is now, but I like Jason Quigley because he's resilient. I don't rate Quigley that high, but I do know that he's got great punch resistance, right? I mean, he showed it to you with Edgar Berlanga. Edgar Berlanga could not get him out. He dropped him late, maybe 2-3 times, still kept getting up. Andrade stopped him, bro, in 2 fucking rounds. So that lets you know Andrade's power is real. Okay. Maciek, Sulecki. I like Sulecki. Sulecki was supposed to fight Jamal Charlo earlier in this year, and Jamal pulled out in fucking Texas. Both the brothers were supposed to fight that year, or sometime last year. Okay. Sulecki's a good little fighter. He also fought Willie Nelson. You have this might be at 154. You know what I mean? And Vanes Matatosin. Now, for those who know the contender, all right, there was this guy. His name was Rudy Cisneros. All right, he fought this guy named Norberto Bravo. For those that don't know about the contender, it was a great series. It was Sugar Ray Leonard, and they had like Buddy McGirt, and I forgot some other trainers, and they had kind of like it's kind of like what UFC does now, but there was like the yellow corner and then the blue fighters, right? And they kind of like picked and selected. There was like team captains. And Sergio Moro participated in this, Peter Manfredo, and a lot of other fighters. Anyway, Rudy Cisneros was on there, so that's the reason I bring him up. I don't think he's all that great of a fighter, but again, Demetrius Andrade bro, he's good, bro. HBO don't back you.
He was good.
Like I gotta reiterate and reinforce that HBO has always been premium. Everything they touch is gold. That's why Terrence Crawford was with HBO.
Do they have any fighters that aren't doing good?
Andrade was with HBO. Canelo, Pacquiao, all these guys were with HBO. HBO is top tier. Andrade will body David Benavidez, dog. Like, I like David. Like,
did you say Crawford?
People, but I'm like telling you, bro.
Yeah.
The show was produced by Ray Leonard and Sly Stallone. Yeah, there you go. Sylvester Stallone. The Contender, amazing series. I think they only ran for like 3-4 years. I think the last year was Shane Mosley Jr.'s son there. And there was K9 Cornelius Bundridge. There was a whole list of great fighters that fought there, you know? Mm-hmm. And yeah, man, it was great. I wish they still did that. But yeah, bro, Demetrius Andrade, the only thing is that he is pretty old. But he did fight early in this year. And I think he'll beat David Benavidez, bro. I think he'll beat David Benavidez.
You fight nobody, man.
It's true. It's true. Like, you know, that's what people know Demetrius Andrade as like, you're a horrible fighter. Like
horrible
fighter. Shitted all over him. But I'm being honest with you, bro. Andrade is the weirdest, trickiest style that you can possibly ever prepare for.
I can see it happen. If it did happen, it would be really similar to I'm talking Boo Boo versus Canelo. It would be really similar to Lara versus Canelo, but Canelo was chasing the whole time, and that shit was.
I think Canelo would drop Boo Boo because Boo Boo likes to exchange.
And that's where he would actually
can run, but he doesn't run a lot. The thing is the reason why I think Canelo would drop Andrade is because Andrade, with his long ass arms, likes to throw some long ass punches from the outside and some uppercuts. And Canelo likes to keep his punches short, and he's got amazing feints. David, to that respect, also throws his punches short, right? Especially like if you go look at those left hooks that he was throwing to what's that Pepe Le Pew dude from like Canada, Dimitri Lemieux. Like
David Lemieux,
left hook was a step back, boom, and just short, checked him, took his legs, and then he threw on that flurry, and it was amazing. Those punches can knock the fucking block out of Demetrius Andrade. But again, Demetrius Andrade, bro, like, dude, I hope that fight happens. Again, I will be rooting for David, but I think Andrade will beat him. Andrade's that dude, man.
Really?
Yeah, bro, I'm telling you, bro. HBO don't fuck around when they sign talent, not just movies and scripts and storytelling aspect and actors. Nah, bro, there's a reason why Game of Thrones was the most viewed. There's a reason why all the television shows that they have are the fucking best, top tier, leftovers. Like, you're like, bro, they're the best. And that's why their content narrated by Liev Schreiber and All Access, and at one point having Floyd and all these dudes. There's a reason why. And if Andrade is on that list of backing, bro, that's because of what I'm telling you is the real shit. Like, it ain't coming from no bigotry or bias or hatred. Nah, bro. I'm just telling you, like, David isn't that guy. Because if he was that guy, didn't Benavidez say that he gave and hurt and sparred Triple G really good rounds?
Something like that, yeah.
He said that. How come he didn't fight him? He also said he gave Bivol really good rounds. They know about you. So why didn't you go fight Bivol and move up? Why didn't you go fight Big Two? If you're really that guy, and you're looking to make and destroy these fighters' momentum, and you're the boogeyman. You're not just the boogeyman at 168. You're the boogeyman in boxing. Go prove your skills up against these dudes, because I want a Mexican fighter to go beat Dimitri Bivol. Bro, he's been in two of my favorite fucking Mexican fighters, Zurdo and Canelo. So, David, if you're that guy, go beat a Bivol. I like Bivol, but I'm just saying, like, if you're that boogeyman, you're not just a boogeyman at 168. I'm no disrespect to the 168 pounders. I just don't think they're that great. I never thought Callum Smith was great. Neither Caleb Plant, neither Billy Joe Saunders. They're good fighters, but like, come on,
but Bivol would take over that division.
And he hasn't. If you're that boogeyman, go fight David Morrell. Oh, but it's not a big fight. We got to let it promote. He only got 9 fights. It don't matter. If you're the boogeyman snatches the heart and soul of people. Go break apart that fighter with 9 rounds and show him, look, bro, I'm 30-0 and you're 9-0 for a fucking reason. You wanted to fight the big shark. Well, let me just fuck you up.
Yeah, bro. Bivol's weird, man.
You know why he don't do that? Because he's not that guy, bro.
Bivol?
No, Benavidez never been that guy.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
never been that guy, bro.
He's just like, he has heart, man, and with this size, he can do a lot of damage, and he's pretty much all heart, bro. So someone like Andrade, I mean, Andre, or however you say it, he's old, man, and I can see it though. Like, he's, usually it's the veterans that that have like all the tools and everything, but yeah, man, I don't know. It's just, that's a tough fight. I guess I got to see some more Boo Boo and shit, because I gotta do my research then, because I've heard of. I mean, obviously, I've heard of Boo Boo since forever, bro. Like, it's just that there's a point in time where I was like, fuck, is he retired? Like,
yeah, he's played with inactivity. That's one of his downfall. Like, that's his flaw.
He's been out. He's been out like 2 years, multiple times, I think, right?
Yeah. No, so it's true. Like, it's true. But yeah, man, I think Andre, I think he'll get that on his resume.
But I can't trust that though. I can't trust that he's been out for 2 years, multiple times and shit. It's like, how can you say he's gonna beat Benavidez for that type of inactivity, bro? I feel like, it is all about the mileage you have on your body and shit, and maybe he's actually preserved it by doing that.
The reason is because David Benavidez is still 25 years old, bro. He's really young. And when, like, for instance, David Benavidez is a young 25-year-old. What I mean by that is when Canelo was 25, he had like fucking 40 fights already. So even though he's young, he still got mileage, but it's like peaking mileage. And David Benavidez right now is a very young 25. Like, honestly, if you go watch the Caleb Plant fight for the first 6 rounds, you're not impressed. You're like, bro, you're fucking losing this fucking fight. And then if it wasn't for Caleb Plant having stamina problems and hugging for dear life and having no inside game, he probably beats David Benavidez 10 rounds to 2.
But he was doing
Sergio Maravilla versus Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. The problem is he ran out of gas, and then he had no inside game, and all he wanted to do was hug. And even when he was on the inside, it wasn't like David was landing amazing flurries of punches. No.
And can Andrade do that for 12 rounds?
Yeah, they went 12 rounds.
No, I'm just saying,
Caleb Plant. So like, it lets me know that David don't got that one hitter quitter or that life-changing power like Dave, like,
But he keeps the same energy every single round, though.
He does have that volume, bro. That's the thing,
Keeps the same energy every single round, and I think that serves more weight to me, in the fight, because can Andrade have his best round every single round? Like, you know what I'm talking about? Like, can he keep the same energy at a high pace every single round? It's like,
no. Man. Oh, to answer that question, Andrade is a very athletic fighter. He gets away with a lot of flaws, kind of like Emmanuel Navarrete, because of their awkward athleticism that they display, especially with the long arms. Andrade fights a lot like Navarrete, where they throw like wild jumping shots and those wild ass uppercuts from fucking long distance out, because they have long arms and respect to their fighters. Like, Andre has like a length of a heavyweight, bro, like 76 arm length. Navarrete has like a 72, 73, and fighting at 126, like, bro, that's the reason why they're able to throw these wild ass uppercuts from afar. They get away with that shit. But what happens when you meet your match and they shorten up the punch? Now Varete gets dropped by a guy equal height to him, if not taller, Liam Wilson. To your point, Benavidez is tall. If Andrade tries to throw that wild, wicked uppercut shit from far, David can meet him with a little check left hook and drop him. Easy, you know. But it's a very tricky style that, you know, you're going to have to exchange punches. And if we're talking about exchanging punches, I would favor David. But David is not like he punches in between punches. You know what I'm saying? It's either he puts on a high guard, you get off your shit, and then he keeps
goes off on you.
And then it's my turn to get off my shit, and then you like it's a lot of like it's not in between.
Well, you could tell David actually trains. He does a lot of drilling, bro. Like, he does a lot of the same shit for a long time. And honestly, when like that style of that type of training, I don't think fucking Boo Boo has. You know, I think he's just more focused on punch placement and just fucking you know, just a veteran move, like sharpening his tools and just making sure he can hook correctly and just fucking just make sure it's, you know, looking smooth and shit. And it's like David's not focusing on too much of that.
Yeah.
And it's just that's what he does. He over what's the word I'm looking for? He exhausts his opponent, you know?
Yeah,
like
I agree.
That he specializes in making you put up your fucking A game on your defense. You either have the energy to have defense on him, or you gotta run. I don't know, like I don't think Boo Boo has the fucking that fucking not just the dog in him, but maybe he just doesn't have that much fucking youth like fucking David. He just got energy like a motherfucker. And it's due to his training, bro. He does a lot of that drilling, and I feel like Boo Boo wouldn't be able to keep up with David.
Yeah, no, that's a very good point. Like David does have youth on his side. Like he does. He has that volume, like you said. He has that resilience to keep walking you down and throw punches. And he's gonna have his moments. I just think Andrade will have more. Look, bro, I'm a fan of both fighters. Obviously, I'm gonna favor Benavidez, what's his name? Demetrius Andrade. But Benavidez is a live dog. I'm not saying like he's just, you know, not gonna have a fighting chance. Like, nah, bro, he's not, you know, Daniel Dubois. Like David, come on, bro. But you know, I do look, bro, I want to go to a different point, bro. I forgot to put on deodorant today, and my armpits fucking smell, bro. Like 2 days ago, I put lemon because I guess like it's like not antiperspirant, but like it's like a neutral thing that kills the scent of like your armpit, you know?
Do you not have deodorant?
I fucking forgot to put it on, and it was hot today, right? And I have to wear this jacket and shit, and I was fucking sweating. And my armpits right now fucking smell, dog. I hate smelling. Like I naturally don't have a stinky smell, but I just feel like the more I put on deodorant, the more I smell. Dog. Like I'm just like, ugh, bro. And then yeah, bro, it'll be leaving like stains on my black shirts and shit. And I'm fucking like agitated. But when I put lemon, like, bro, that shit cleanses it. And I'm like solid. I don't even sweat. I don't even smell. And I can go on for like, without putting deodorant for like 2 days if I don't shower. You know what I mean?
Damn.
Yeah, bro. Like that lemon, yeah, it's good, bro. It's like a good antibacterial killer and shit. And I fucks with it. I just fucking forgot to put it on. But yeah, bro. Like, and I'll be using like my Old Spice Fiji or whatever the case may be. But damn, dude, it just like stinks up my shit. I know it's like not boxing related, but yeah, that deodorant.
Hey, I was gonna ask you, is there any fights this weekend? No.
Yeah, I believe Liam Smith and Chris Eubank is fighting. I don't know who else. I would have to check like boxing scene and their schedule. You know what? I'll do that right now. But I know that fight's happening. It's already there. Let's see. Schedule.
Is Will Speed coming in?
I mean, I don't know. I sent him so Chris Eubanks fighting this Saturday, and I think that's about it. On Friday, London Arthur versus Brian Nahuel Suarez on Channel 5 in the Bolton White's Hotel, Bolton. That's probably like in the UK or something. I mean, I sent Speed the link, but you know, I don't know, bro. That, you know. I'm ready to like wrap this up and use the restroom, bro. I've been holding this one for like a cool minute.
Yeah, I do go too, bro.
Oh, look,
Yeah.
who decides to hop in? Fucking 2.5 hours later, bro. What's going on?
Yeah.
What's up with you, man? What's going on? How you doing?
Yeah, no, well, I'm doing incredible, absolutely incredible. Um, I just came, not maybe not I just came out of, but maybe like about 20, 30 minutes ago, I just finished a mountain bike ride up the hills of Fort Ord National Monument and Monterey County. And I've never mountain biked that area. Um, it was it was great because I haven't mountain biked in probably a month, right? So if you're a little older like myself, but you still have enough energy, what you can do is you can put in a few 2 3 hours of mountain biking under strenuous uh, conditions, climbing up steep hills, coming back down with high velocity. If you still have a good balance, a good equilibrium, and you still got your wits, and most importantly, I guess, instincts and reflexes, then you can, do well mountain biking. So I tested myself under the new hills for me at least, in the Fort Ord National Monument, and I was quite surprised at my own abilities because I think I did absolutely excellent. And we were playing this one game. There's this one handle in Instagram. They're called Find. I'm just gonna say they're called Find the Idol, and Find the Idol is this like search treasure chest kind of game. Some person or whatever hides some kind of like mask somewhere in a national park or a county park or whatever, and they show you the image that you're supposed to be looking for, and you go on this like treasure hunt, uh, and the whole purpose is they're trying to promote outgoing activities. Go out and enjoy the regional parks and nature, and also health, because you go out walking as a group or by yourself, and you have a mission besides just walking. You actually go over there and try and find this one artifact that they call an idol, and it looks like a Hawaiian mask or a Japanese mask, whatever it is, and then you find it and you get to keep it. So for the past 2 out of the last 3 days, I've been looking for it with my children. So my daughter went with my youngest son walking, and myself with my middle son, we went biking, and we went pretty deep up there. But it's getting real dark real quick, and before we knew it, we were having to use that I don't know, that kind of vision that leopards and mountain lions tend to use, and we were having to use our own peepers and through the dark and just the light of the moon guiding us through these very narrow trails. And man, oh man, it was exhilarating. There's some people that pop out because they look like shadows, but you're coming downhill pretty quick, and they just look like black silhouettes until they're closer, and then all of a sudden you're about to run into them. But it was pretty cool. It was an amazing ride. We weren't able to find the idol. I hate, my son just tapped me. He's like, "Don't say nothing, Dad. Don't say nothing, because if we tell more people, then more people are gonna go look for it." And he wants to find it. So I'm like, okay, well, whatever. But you know what? Yeah, I'm just gonna say it. There's this game out there called Find the Idol. It's a mask or something that's hidden in a park, and you just gotta go look for it. And it was amazing, amazing day for amazing conversation. And thank you very much for inviting me.
Yeah, man. It looks like Ricky went to the restroom real quick.
Yeah, he's always going to the restroom, huh?
Yeah. No, but we were actually yeah, that's good. You had a good day, man. I need to hit the trails too one day, but I don't have a mountain bike. I have an asphalt bike. But anyways, do you have any any opinion on the Daniel Dubois fight or Daniel Dubois versus Usyk fight? We're just talking about that for a good minute. Uh, yeah. So, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, you know what? I was quite impressed in general. Uh, I really was. You know, I didn't give this guy any chances really because well, you know, Daniel Dubois, he's a basic fighter. He's a basic fighter. He's had a couple of tough outings. Um, Very tough outing. I mean, we just go back to his last one with Lerena, and that thing was, you know, a fight that he could have easily lost. Um, and you know, he just hurt his opponent one time, and then the ref decided to end it right there. Like he just hurt him once, man, and it was like what you would call the definition of a premature stoppage. Um, so he really was going to lose that fight. He just got this one punch in, a pretty lucky punch right there, and much more luckier was the fact that 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 the ref just decided to halt the action right there, where the fight was almost going to end, and it was he just got lucky. It was almost one of those Meldrick Taylor versus you know, Julio Cesar Chavez fights where he's losing the fight, and then all of a sudden he gets this one lucky punch, and then they decided just to end it right there, giving him the win. Um, yeah, so he had that fight, which he didn't look quite well in. Then the prior fight to that or two, he fought Joe Joyce, the Juggernaut, and well, I don't know if I have to rekindle your memory on how that fight went, but that was a hellacious fight. His orbital got broken, if I'm not mistaken. Is he quit fighting because he couldn't really see from that eyeball. It was huge. It was just it looked like a slit right there on his face. And he was and Joe Joyce, of course, was just tagging him and tagging him and tagging him. So I could imagine the kind of pain and suffering that he was going through. He got stopped right there, and then well, you saw yesterday. I mean Saturday, he ended up quitting, or deciding to let the ref count up until 9.5 before he decided to pick himself up. You know, so you know, otherwise, I think he did well. I think he showed moxie, some good skill actually, for considering that he's been going through the ring of the past few fights. He looked quite good, and if I'm not mistaken, I think he may have hurt Usyk at least 3 times besides that low blow. But I think it was a pretty fun fight, considering that I didn't think it would be this competitive.
Did you think it was a low blow?
Um, you know, look,
Mm.
it was not the lowest blows, right? Like I mean, it was not a Andre Ward. And by low blow, I mean I'm talking about, you know, you have the belt line, and the belt line is maybe 4 inches wide, maybe 4 or 5, and then the bottom part of the belt line is the beginning of the upper part of the trunk, and anything below that is definitely, you know, that sensitive man area. Uh, I think it was in the belt. Of course, anything below the belt is technically defined as a below the belt shot, but part of his glove in some angles looked like it was on top of it. So if he struck an upper part of the body along with the bottom part of the body, the way that I see it is properly, it would be best for anybody to call it more like a touchdown, right? Where you like throw a ball, and if as long as you tippy toe inside, that's fair. Um, so it wasn't the lowest blows, but I could see why the ref, especially at the angle that he got it in, he saw perfectly clear uh, a upwards uppercut looking thing, which hit him below the belt line. So
Mhm.
uh, I would have called it uh,
It was,
if the ref would have allowed the knockdown, I would have
Mhm.
been okay with it.
And
But
man,
I guess the ref just caught it right at the right moment, you know. So It was questionable, but it was low. It was low.
Man, there was so many low blow fights though. Speaking of low blow fights, I'm trying to refresh my memory. I think in the Jared Anderson undercard, Efe Jagba versus Zan. Oh
Uh,
my god, bro, that was horrible, man. It like that. So many low blows in that fight. When I was watching the fight, I was like, I felt like I've been through this already. Like, you know, I was like, because the Dubai fight happened like at 2 or something like that. And yeah, bro, I was like, what the fuck? Like, Zan just totally just gave up, bro. He took the day off as well. He, and he actually just went for the low blow again, and they disqualified it, bro. Like, it's crazy, bro. Like he just got frustrated and you could just tell he took the day off. But yeah, he was actually losing to a job Efe anyways. But Efe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But that was a horrible fight. Did you watch that fight, Ricky?
Yeah, I actually liked that fight. It was a lot of low blows, like you were saying, but I thought I was liking how Efe was going about and breaking down that Ukrainian fighter. Just a Ukrainian fighter had a little bit of skill, but he didn't like how the flow of the fight was going. He kept complaining like all these shots were low when in fact they weren't. Maybe one, but he was like deliberately going extremely low,
Mm-hmm.
while Efes was like borderline. Yeah, I didn't like that guy. I actually hate him.
Yeah, he was actually showing no class either. He was like,
I hope he never gets a fight here in the States ever again.
yeah, dude, that was a disrespect right there. And who told me that he got an opportunity? Didn't he already fight? This dude got a resume, Zan, doesn't he? Who has he fought?
Who?
Zan.
Oh, Zhang has fought a guy named he's like from Croatia. Philip
Hrgović?
Yeah.
He lost to him?
I don't think so. I thought Zhang beat Hrgović, but they gave it to Hrgović.
Oh, no, I'm talking about
Hrgović is dirty, bro. Hrgović is like that guy that you saw fight Efe Ajagba. That dude hits below the waist, and he also hits behind the head. And when he fought this dude, I forgot who he fought, Philip Hrgović, on his last fight on the Anthony Joshua undercard. Bro, he kept hitting that dude behind the head so many times, and that piece of shit ref never gave him, never took away a point. I think maybe warned him once, but let him get away with it like 15 more times. Bro. Like, dog, do you guys not remember fucking Pritchard Cologne complaining? Is like, bro, he's hitting me behind the head. Do I have to complain about it? Like, no. You're supposed to warn the favorite fighter not to be doing that dirty shit. And that, bro, I hate Hrgović, bro. I hope somebody knocks him out. He's a dirty ass fighter. He's a scumbag, just like that dude, Efe Ajagba.
Okay, I was about to say. I was actually talking about Zan, the dude that fought Ajagba.
Oh, okay, my bad. I thought you meant Zhang.
Nah, yeah, you're good, bro. I was like, all right, just give the whole spiel. But I'm looking at his resume. He fought a dude named Dubois.
Joanne Dubois.
Yeah, him. Hussein Muhammad, 17-0 fighter. Alexis Garcia knocked him out. So this dude was actually laying dudes out, bro. Except he wasn't really like, he's an Olympian, so that's why he was so good.
Yeah, I think there was high praise. If I'm not mistaken, he was supposed to fight Jared Anderson, but something happened that he ended up fighting Efe Ajagba. But yeah, bro, I don't.
Yeah,
because
really like that, I was watching the TBV and they're like saying something like,
but yeah.
They were saying they're like, for some reason he's like, man, I've been saying Kosabuski's a I was like, what? So this dude got a bad resume, or bad a rep, for being a dirty fighter, I guess.
Yeah, no, he might be, bro. From what I've seen, I liked his skills, but then I didn't like his mentality. Yo, am I doing echo?
Hey, Warp Speed is so low right now.
Yeah, no, I don't. I think I was hearing my echo. But I forgot what I was saying. But I'm gonna go to our last point just to wrap it up.
Yep.
Have you guys been seeing the back and forth exchanges of Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney.
That's another subject, though. That's a good subject right there.
Yeah. But have you guys been paying attention to that?
Yeah.
No, but I caught the Bill Haney interview on the Boxing Boys today. Very very interesting going on. So, I mean, very interesting revelations. I guess maybe Shakur's team,
Shakur's getting hammered right now by everyone right now.
because he looks like a snitch. He looks like he's working for the feds. He's operating under what you would call lack of faith. What is that called? What is that called when you in good faith? He's not operating in good faith. So he had some kind of a conversation, or one of his team members, where they're having this conversation with Bill Haney, and whoever it is that he's addressing, he's recording the conversation, and he has the phone pointed at Bill Haney, but it looks like he has his phone like inside of his pocket, recording from out of it, so that it's like a low angle pointing upwards, but you don't see. Yeah, you don't see Bill Haney's face though, but the words that he's saying and the hand movement indicates that was Mr. Bill Haney speaking. Now, apparently, this is a conversation that took place a few years ago. This is not something recent, if I'm not mistaken. I think maybe 4 years ago, and I think somewhere around there, Mr. Bill Haney says that something about you go to 130 and we move to 140. So it's almost like he's saying, look, you guys stay at 130, you guys cover that whole division, we go to 140, and 140 is getting hot. So it's almost like if these guys were working together, stuff like maybe good boxing families that tend to hang out or know each other tend to plan around, which I don't know if that's a fair thing, because then you can start imagining that they're basically putting up some kind of a front, right? When these fighters start talking about one guy ducking, it may just be a buildup, and maybe they don't really have any plans to fight or otherwise. But there was something fishy about what Mr. Bill Haney was saying. Now, much fishier is the fact that that person was recording without Mr. Bill Haney's permission. He just released it like 15 hours ago. So he does look, Shakur Stevenson, his crew, look like snakes, like tricky, shisty people that you cannot trust. And it just looks very, very bad.
Never trust a man, if you want to call him that like hits a chick while she's on the ground. That's Shaker right there. So I'm look, bro. Shaker's a good fighter. He's a great boxer, but no,
that's I heard someone say that's Shakira.
No, nah, bro. Shakira, at least she has a little bit of honor, right? But she be opening her mouth, and speaking of business about Piqué. But look, Piqué should have been fucking around with them women. Listen, Shaker, bro, he's dirty, bro. But yeah, man, look, I don't know if Devin, look, from what I've seen, when Devin has sparred, Shaker, and they've been going at it, Devin holds his own. I do think, Stevenson gets the better of him. He has the better quality eye-popping shots. And in that video, Devin's father, Bill, was saying, as time and time has came together, Devin has been closing the gap, right? Basically acknowledging and admitting that Shaker gets the best out of his son, which then leads up to, if the division gets too hot, we're ready to go to 140. I don't like that rhetoric, though. Whether it's being exposed, I don't like what Bill Haney is saying, because it's almost like you don't have no faith to put your son up against Shaker. And when I've seen them spar together, bro, like, Devin might be losing, but he's throwing combinations. And I've never seen really anybody really throw a lot of combinations at Stevenson. So I don't know, to reiterate what they've been going back and forth, right? I don't know how this started, but All I know is like Shakur goes, I didn't record that video, nor did I tell that ninja who I was with to record that shit. And then Shaker goes, bro, you're getting more and more corny. And then that's what Devin says. Shaker says, you will beat just like your beat ass father. And I'll go for I post him talking crazy. So then they post a video, and then Shakur goes, and then Devin responds, bro, and he goes, your mama is a bit wussy, cloud chasing at ninja, steady trying to ride the next ninja wave. Post that little video you keep talking about, you broke bum beat. And then, they eventually post that. And then Shakur goes, now I better not ever catch you by yourself anywhere you go, because I'm going to smack the snot out of you. Make sure you tell your security never leave your side, bitch ass ninja. Like, bro, they be going like, this is like some rap hip hop stuff, like with NBA Youngboy and like, what's that dude from Chicago? Not Vaughn, but
Dirk.
No, Dirk. Like, look, they're just like, man, this goes from like healthy competition that they had like a little rivalry brewing to like some really true animosity where like now it becomes like some street lingo. And now that like Shakur is associated with like Jay Prince and Dallas Mob or whatever the case may be, and then we know like the homie Takeoff, he got hit and he was just like an innocent bystander right there while people were playing dice. I don't know, man. Shakur is like on some type of a different like jealousy, but like true hatred, animosity, and it's just like, bro, this is just boxing. This is competition. There's no reason to like. It's everything's good about building a hype and momentum, but I don't really have to escalate to like, like I don't know, man. I like to see it, but I also don't like to see it because it's like these words that you guys are using. Now you guys are talking about moms and dads, and it's just like, bro, what happened just to good, healthy competition? Like, it's not that serious. Like, bro, you're just talking about a fight,
Yeah, because sometimes I mean, I know people like build up and shit, but it's like I feel like this shit right here is like it's some shit that they're gonna get over because they known each other for too many years, to where
but I don't think it can get over because to that point, like now you're crossing those lines where like, bro, we accepted you used to like, let's just say for instance, you used to sleep in my couch, right? When like Tupac was sleeping in like Biggie's couch or Biggie was sleeping in Tupac's couch. And then next thing you know, like you make a diss track and then you're like, that's why yo chick, you know what I mean? And all these things is just like,
but Shakur,
some things that you're not really able to like break apart and just be like, hey, we're best friends again. You know what I mean? Especially when Shaker's already giving you that side eye, like, ugh.
But I heard Shakur like has spent the night at Devin's house already, like when they're
now that's what I'm saying, but I don't think ever since that fact, bro, like since a good minute.
But I think the thing is he just didn't understand business, and they treated him like they treated him as such, like it's business, bro. And Shakur just wasn't ready for it, and he expected 50-50 and he got 25-75 or whatever. And I guess supposedly he said 50-50, but didn't want to counter that. Didn't want to counter 25. Not even, he just said no. He never gave him.
I thought 25 was very political on the on Bill Haney's side because like obligation wise, you're only a mandatory. And if you're forcing yourself to only be a mandatory, well, guess what? The bylaws for that WBC belt that are imposing you say you're only worth 25% if you want to go through the mandatory route. Now, if you want to go to purse bid, now it's a little different, but it's essentially the same thing. Shakur probably looks at it like, nah, bro, like I'm a 2-time unified division champ. This is in my 3rd weight class. Like, you're not about to just give me 25%.
Yeah.
That's a real life offer. And it's true. It's not. So the Haneys aren't really operating on good faith. They're trying to like scum Shakur. Shakur, based on his accolades, should get at least 35, maybe up to 40. 50-50 is wishful thinking, mainly because Devin has put in that at 135. Like his whole career is at 135. He's fought Linares. He's fought George Kambosos twice. He did beat Jojo Diaz. He did beat Lomachenko. Like, even if you don't think he beat Lomachenko, like he still fought all those dudes. And Shakur only fought, some Japanese fighter, Yoshino, and that was it. So
Yeah,
like
they should.
Devin,
They
I'm
should.
just kind of like, I didn't become undisputed just to give you 50-50 of all this hard work and sacrifice. Like, no.
Yeah,
So I
yeah,
can
makes
understand it
sense.
from Devin Haney's perspective, and I can also understand it from Shakur. But that's why it's like the preliminary talks, bro. I sent you 25, where I'm obligated to send you, but like Shakur countered that, bro. Asked for 40%. You know what I
Shakur
mean?
never countered that. I guess he thought Devin was never gonna take it anyways. So
Yeah.
it's like he was trying to call his bluff or some shit, but ended up looking dumb on the way out. You know,
Yeah,
like
who knows, bro? I get what you're saying. Yeah, I feel like they. Yeah,
you
I
know,
just feel like they're burning bridges right now, and I don't really like that
yeah, and
because
I'm just
even if
like,
they do strip Devin Haney, let's say they do strip Devin Haney and Shakur fights Frank Martin for the WBC full title belt. Guess what? Devin doesn't have to fight you now to become undisputed. Like he don't have to fight you. He's already undisputed ring and lineal. Like just because they strip him, he might not be undisputed anymore, but he's already undisputed in terms of history. So again,
it does make
now,
sense though.
if you strip him, Devin gonna be like, I don't need your belt, bro. Like I'm at 140. I got the WBC off Regis. So it's just like
Yeah.
I don't need you anymore. Like, like good luck trying to,
I think
do the
Shakur should have took the fight, bro. Yeah,
was
he
that,
should have
bro?
took the 25. You know, he should have took the 25. You know, but to be fair,
if I'm Shakur, I don't take that 25.
but yeah, I was gonna say, but to be fair, they should have done something like 30-60 and fight for the 10%.
Yeah, something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I'm Shakur, I don't really take that 25. Because what we're talking about, like, okay, let's say the pot for that fight is 5 million. All right. If 75% of 5 million is going to Devin Haney, I don't know, that's like 3.5 mil, and I'm getting 1.5 mil. Even though that's still really good money, but like put it like this into perspective. Let's say this was $100 million fight. Devin Haney's getting 75% and I'm getting 25, which is 25 million. And that dude is worth 50 more million dollars than me. I don't think so. Like if I'm Shakur, you know what I mean? Like I didn't beat Robson Conceição, Oscar Valdez, and all these dudes, Joey Gonzalez, Christopher Diaz, and all these guys, and Yoshino, they're pretty much damn near all undefeated fighters to just, like only be worth 25% of whatever. Like that's not a lot. But still, I do feel, to your point, I feel like if you're on some legacy shit, that's what Devin Haney probably did when he fought George Kambosos, because you know what? All these belts is worth the squeeze. And then
But that was the easy matchup for him. He was looking at that as an easy win, That's why he was celebrating.
And it was. And again, that sacrifice, Devin should be rewarded. So if Devin's feeling himself and he feels, yeah, I'll give you, 25%, and he can reply and be like, bro, you're lucky I'm just not giving you 15. I got all these belts.
Bro,
I got what you need. I don't need you, little dude.
That's why Devin was cheering when fucking Teofimo beat fucking Loma, because he was like, fuck yeah. Now I'm gonna get this chance now, Now I'm gonna get my opportunity, easy money,
Yeah,
so,
I agree.
So that's the thing. Shakur beats Devin, bro. Like he just beats him, and I don't know how badly, but shit. Like
I think Devin's experience, right? When Devin fights southpaws, he struggles. Like he struggled a little bit with Jojo Diaz. He struggled with Lomachenko. He might struggle with Regis. And but the thing is, he has experience, and again, that gap that Bill Haney is talking about, Devin is closing that gap.
Yeah,
between Shakur and him. Like it's getting more 50-50. Right now, I would favor Shakur. Shakur's got he's got more poise in the pocket. He sees and he punches in between. He's looking a lot like his mentor, Bud Crawford. But I like what Devin has accomplished. I would favor Shakur a little bit. And I think Devin kind of knows that Shakur might be a little better. But again, if we talk about resume, bro, Devin's resume is looking really nice.
Yeah, it's
what you think about that, Speed?
Yeah, I think Shakur Stevens has to bite the bullet. He ain't got no say in these negotiations. His work to date is not better when we compare it to Devin Haney's. The names on Devin Haney's career are way better than Shakur Stevens. He's the undisputed. This is the second fight of Shakur Stevens that he's going up on 135, and he's a newbie to the division, right? He's a newbie to the division. Devin Haney has been fighting at that weight for easily 10 years. And he's already been considering going up to 140 to fight heavier fighters with a better pedigree of work than even Shakur Stevens has. So Shakur Stevens really should almost be begging Devin Haney to take that fight, because what Devin Haney would offer Shakur Stevens would be a one and done shot at becoming the fastest undisputed four belt uh, champion in the world and history, with one fight against a fighter that he's already beaten up before in spars. He could become that man with all the belts, and then every single fight after that is a big money fight, because he would be defending four belts, and every time it would likely be a pay-per-view event. If not a pay-per-view event, it would be a massive fight going forward at great venues, which would bring in a lot of money and line his pockets with the rewards of holding such an accomplishment. And somehow Shakur Stevens thinks that because he beat Valdez and Conceição on a weight bully fight, and he beat his one of his buddies in Herring, that somehow that's comparable to the names such as Linares, Cambosas, Lomachenko, Jojo Diaz, all of those fighters on Devin Haney's record, and the fact that he's undisputed, and the fact that Devin Haney has shots at champions at 140 because he's an independent fighter. He thinks Shakur Steven thinks so highly of himself that the assurance of fighting at top rank, where he usually makes an average of $3.5 million, should be at least the starting point. So the reason why he's not willing to take a 25% purse split is likely because the math ain't adding up to anything higher than 3.5, which is a standard pay at top rank. But that's really a top rank issue. If Top Rank decides to negotiate a contract with the Shakur Stevens for the type of fights that he's been providing the network at 3.5 million, well, guess what? I think Bob Arum made a mistake and assuring that man that kind of pay, because now he's shit out of luck, because he really has to accept a 25% per split, whether it's 25% split or a purse bid. It's still going to be 25% if the Devin Haneys decide to just stick to their guns, right? They don't have to be friends. See, they could have maybe played a little fair, especially since, you know, they've known each other, and like you guys said, they've slept in each other's houses and whatnot, like homies. But now you start bringing in the family. Now you start saying bad things about mamas, and then you're actually networked with killers, right? Devin Haney really has something to think about, right? Because now it's like, okay, is this just like talk, or is Devin Haney really trying to take it to the street? And see, here's the thing: the Haneys ain't about that life. We know that Mr. Bill Haney has been about that life, but the reason they got into the sport and changed their life and changed their location of residence is because they have aspirations that are bigger than the streets, right? They want to be men of legend, and so far they've accomplished that. They don't want to take it to the street, but they do have family from Oakland, and that is the streets. And we already know that the Houston boys, they're deep. They're killers. I mean, Shakur Stevens was about 3 feet away from that rapper when he got his life taken from him. And we already know and I'm not too sure if you guys follow these kind of rumors, but we know that a couple of famous jewelers, men that make those big old fancy $500,000 chains, have gone to play poker and craps and dice or whatever it is that these rappers and famous people play at one of the J Prince properties, and they always end up dead, taking of all of their jewelry and lucre, and they end up dead. So I think Shakur Stevens, he has a past which does involve some criminality, and now he's hanging out with killers and watching people's lives taken from him, and he's slowly but surely immersing himself in that lifestyle, and this could really become serious. And I'm not saying necessarily that Shakur Stevens will be the guy to do something street to Devin Haney, but the people around him that take it serious, because we already know Tupac did not kill uh Tupac did not kill Biggie Smalls. Biggie Smalls did not kill Tupac. It was the people around him. It's the people around you that are gonna get involved, and those are the killers. Those are the people that Devin Haney and his fam have to watch out for. And now here's the thing: according to some people, when you go to Houston, this means everybody that goes and perform, famous people and whatnot, especially rappers, you got to check in. The rumors are you got to check in with mob associates or whatever their gang is called, just for the clearance, just for the well wishes, and that's it. But if you do not check in, rumor has it that anything can happen. And does that mean that Devin Haney is not safe when he goes to Texas from now on? We're uncertain. We just know that the rumors have it that these people around Shakur Stevens are bad folk, and I'm not. I don't really like this angling. I do find a lot that I find disagreeable and unpleasant. And I wish that that was not the case, because both guys are good fighters. Both guys can put up a hell of a fight the day that they decide to step in a ring against each other. But this is a sport. A lot of us get involved in the sport to get away from the streets, right? Not to bring the streets into the ring. And we know little by little the streets are creeping in. Every time you go to Gervonta Davis fight, there they are, just people stopping to watch the fight, to watch people on the bleachers fighting each other. And I'm not too sure if I like what's going on with the sport, especially with a lot of our black fighters.
What are we talking about?
Yeah, no, it's a very good point. Yeah, all that stuff that you said is factual. There is a lot of like association with the rap game, and basically like Jay Prince ties to it. I mean, he signed and he's introduced, like Drake, and signed him to Young Money, which is Lil Wayne, and things of that. He used to promote or was like the manager of Andre Ward. So to your point, because Andre Ward and Devin Haney, they're from Oakland, I feel like they know obviously the similar circle. So again, I'm sure that they have each other on speed dial, and just basically just be like, look, bro,
Well,
things
did you know?
related anything. But on that note, guys,
Yeah,
we'll
man.
just kind of leave it at that.
Mhm.
Sorry, Joe, you were gonna say?
Yeah, I was gonna say Al Heyman dealt with Jay-Z back in the day. He used to be uh, a promoter for all those guys too. So that's how they're tied together as well. They actually
Yeah,
have a lot of beef. Like Jay-Z tries to outbid fucking Al Heyman in a lot of things, bro.
probably that for like venues and stuff. Like, oh, we want to put a boxing fight. Nah, I bet that. Check this out. I have a show here with these artists. Yeah, I'm
Mhm.
pretty sure that they have like some little
He's the
rivalry.
one. He's the one that offered Crawford Spence 50 mil a piece, and then Spence is the one that said, "Where's the back end money?" So
Well, so it was Jay Z. I thought it was like that. Canahan dude.
it was Jay-Z's, like I think it was like his like people, like, or his estate. I forget what, but
Okay, yeah, that's pretty interesting. Yeah, I remember Jay Z had that Rock Nation Sports,
mhm.
and yeah, to your point, he tried to sign the likes of Berto.
Andre
Sorry, not
Ward.
yeah, Andre Ward, I think he signed Gamboa, or that might have been 50
Yeah,
Cent.
I think he did.
But
Mhm.
yeah, on that note, guys, thank you guys for joining the live, and I'll see you on the next one.
Peace.
I did.
Later, man.
Later,
Lay
guys.
Drew. Lay homie.
Later. Later, warp speed.
All
All right, man, Ricky.